Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Welcome to Pasadena, California, where tonight we've got a great matchup for you between the visiting Orange County Riptide and the home team, Arroyo Seco Saints. Alongside Riley Horn, my name is Max Langer, and Riley, these are two teams coming off of what has been their signature win of the year thus far. CCL Hitter of the Week, Jarrett Sable cranked a 3-run game-winning home run in the 7th inning on Sunday to propel the Riptide to a comeback win over the San Diego Waves, and the Saints with a comeback of their own that day, down 9-2 in the fourth last Sunday. They score 14 unanswered to complete their second comeback in as many days.
Yeah, and the offenses for both of these teams have been absolutely incredible thus far throughout the season. 285 team average for the Riptide. And on the Saints side of things, they're slashing 330 so far this season, so we can expect a slugfest today.
Both these teams have put up 29 runs thus far on the year. Saints have done it in 3 contests. Riptide have done it in 4, but you're right, high-powered offenses to be featured in this one. We'll come back with you. 2 of the top 3 teams in the Southern Division of the CCL early on in this year, lineups, first pitch, national anthem, and much more when we come back on the Arroyo Seco Saints streaming network.
Bullets may fly round, but I lay down. I feel safe and sound on solid ground.
Okay, yeah. They can't hold me. All that pressure weighing on my brain. I confess I front like I don't feel a thing. Still ain't maintained, running from the old me. Every time I drop a tone, they try to tell me. 4 stars, they don't wanna see none. Tryna beat one, that might get you beat stung. Lie without, that's when the fleas come.
We're just getting a little warm-up toss in. Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Central Michigan, wow. What a lucky place to have you. God, I wish I could have you all the time. What do we have over here? Pitchers, boring. Screaming. Yeah, there you go. You know, he can hear it from a mile away. He's got dog-like ears.
Easy smooth.
Easy smooth. 808 boys. Represent. Yeah.
Gotta get one.
Shout out, homies right here. Shout out, homies right here, getting us right, making sure we're in the game every day, getting our uniforms right. Thank you so much. What are you looking at, Keon?
Easy schmoo. Easy schmoo.
Easy smooth.
TV off, turn his TV off. Turn his TV off.
Yeah, it's got like a good moisture inside, which is always important. It's not dry. Super tasty. Good chocolate. I'd give it like a 9.
Like how it's hard on the outside, soft on the inside. Gooey too. Got like a little melt to it. I'm gonna go 9.7 out of 10. Check that bad boy out.
This is really good. It's like the crispy layer on the top with the gooey layer in the middle. They really complement each other very well. This is a 9.2. This is my highest ranked brownie for sure.
Like right amount of chocolate to whatever the other ingredient in there is. It's a 9.5.
I give this a 9 out of 10 right here. This is smacking. This has got to have hits in it today.
Back at Jackie Robinson Field here in Pasadena, California. We mentioned a little bit of the open, but a great matchup on paper. Saints are 2-1 coming off of that 16-run outburst on Sunday against San Diego. Riptide coming off a win of their own against San Diego, 8-6. CCL Player of the Week, Jarrett Sable, a 3-run game-winning home run in the 7th inning of that one early on in the year. These two teams near or at the top of the southern section of the CCL. Let's take a look at the Riptide lineup. Alex Dolan will lead it off in center field. Travis Curry plays short and hits second. Justin Tiller, the first baseman, hits third. We've said it almost ad nauseum now, but CCL Player of the Week, Jarrett Sable, cleans it up in right field. The Riptide carry 4 catchers. They'll deploy 2 of them in the 5 and 6 hole. Sean Romero catches at 5th, and Cooper Clauser, the DH, hits 6th. Landry Stamps, Connor Barth, and Reed Montgomery will round it out for the Riptide. On the mound for the Saints to begin this one, Wyatt Toth, who Riley is coming off quite a last couple of days, had a game-tying RBI double in a 6-run 6 for the Saints in their win on Sunday, and today he is hitting 6th and on the mound.
Yeah, and it's an unbelievable feat to be a two-way player. And here in summer ball, guys trying to get reps on both sides of the ball, so we'll see what Toth is able to do on the mound against these Riptide and also contribute to this incredibly strong Saints offense.
Alex Dolan stepping up to the plate from the left side for the Riptide. It's Wyatt Toth on the mound for the Saints. About all set to go here from Jackie Robinson Field. Middle game of a 4-game homestand for the Saints, and off we go with ball 1 low and away from Toth to Dolan. That one's in there, a ball and a strike. Alex Dolan for this Riptide team comes out of Arcadia. On a 2-0, 1-1, he watches outside. Now 2 balls and a strike. Sophomore season at Glendale in college a couple of years ago, hit .368. Played his college ball last year at Pacific and took a step back a little bit from a numbers perspective. But a little bit of a small sample size, only 56 at-bats. Still hit .268 on the year, but the power numbers went way down. Only 3 doubles that year in terms of the slug. Now here for the Riptide, extending his collegiate season and taking a leadoff walk from Wyatt Toth.
Yeah, and for the Riptide today, like we mentioned in the pregame, it's likely going to be a slugfest, so every base runner is going to count in this one. And we mentioned that Riptide, very strong offense, not as strong numbers-wise as the Saints looking at the stat sheets, but for the most part, there are 2 offenses that are going to go head-to-head in this one. Leadoff base runner, perfect way to start it for the Riptide.
Well, as Travis Curry steps in and takes it on the outside corner for a strike, Toth tapped his head 3 times as if to challenge. Not sure that's been implemented into the California Collegiate League quite yet, but gets the benefit of the doubt from the home plate umpire. No balls and a strike. On an 0-1, Curry checked his swing, checked down to first. He did not go, and the count evens up at 1-1. Saints are no stranger to coming back. They've faced big deficits in each of their first 3 games, unable to make the comeback on Friday in their home opener, but on the road in Compton on Saturday and Sunday here back at Jackie Robinson Field. Impressive multi-run comebacks as Curry slashes it foul off to the right and out of play. They were down 4-0 on Sunday against the Bombers and did not lose any hope. Riley battled back immediately, down 9-2 in the 4th as well. And again, they scored 14 unanswered in that one to move to 4-1. So offense clicking on all cylinders for both teams early on in the year. Ball on 2 strikes on Travis Curry. Now a check over to first, and Dolan with a head-first slide back to the bag.
And back to your point about that Saints offense and its persistence. Down 2-0 really early on in the game a couple days ago against the MLB Academy Barons. Came back, tied it up, and then it went back and forth. Lead changes all around on the scoreboard in that one, and Saints were just able to pull it out.
Curry bends out of the way of a breaker that didn't break. And it's 2-2. Let's take a look at the Saints' defensive alignment. It's Carson Panarisi after the day off Sunday in left field. Blake Mitchell, 3rd straight day playing center field and batting 9th. Evan Ryder is in right field. Dylan Immel at 3rd. Jacob Freer and Braden Flores, the double play combo up the middle for the Saints. Sean Asperger at first base, and Camden Andrews back in there after the off day catches Toth. First inning action here, Pasadena Jackie Robinson Field. Scoreless between the Riptide and the Saints, but a leadoff walk issued by Toth. As Curry flips this one, it's going to die in the infield. The throw from third by Immel is down the line and caught at first base by Asperger for the out. Nice pick over there by the Saints first baseman. Moving up to second on the play was Dolan. And Curry is out number one here in the first.
Yeah, strong play on both sides of the Saints' corner infield. Over at third base, Immel coming all the way in on that one, getting it on the short hop after the incredibly high chop. I mean, that thing had to be at least 18 feet up after its first initial bounce. Getting it on the short hop, throwing on the run, a little bit of a low throw, but Asperger picking him up there with the pick.
Yeah, that one certainly a Baltimore chop, if you will, and a great play over there by Dylan Immel. Had the day off on Sunday, gets back here. That's something you'll see in the collegiate league is a lot more typically than the college years, is that this is a great chance for a lot of these players to showcase their skills. The coaches will mix the lineups around a lot, and more than half of this Saints lineup starting today did not originally begin the game in the lineup on Sunday. So here's Justin Tiller. The first pitch from Toth is swatted foul, no balls and one strike. Beautiful day, as always, here in Pasadena as we inch toward the middle of June.
Yeah, temperatures in the mid-50s, not a cloud in the sky. Just couldn't ask for better baseball weather at 5:45.
Toth looks at second, kicks and fires, and that one slashed up the middle, a base hit. Dolan will cut the bag at third and be held. It's a single for Justin Tiller, and the Saints and the Riptide are in business here in the first. They've got him at the corners with one out and are putting some early pressure here on Wyatt Toth.
Yeah, great piece of hitting, going right back where it came from. Just slapping it right back up the middle, putting runners on the corners, and now you got your cleanup man, Jarrett Sable, looking to do his job as that cleanup hitter.
Well, you don't want to face Jarrett Sable when there's two out and nobody on, and you especially don't want to face him with runners on first and third and one out. Again, this guy named the CCL Player of the Week. First time this season he's been named CCL Player of the Week. He crushes this ball to right field on the first pitch. It is off the wall. Sable on his way to second base. Dolan in to score. They will also send Tiller. The throw to the plate is not in time. A two-run double for Jarrett Sable, picking up where he left off on Sunday, and he's got the Riptide out to an early 2-0 lead here in Pasadena.
Can't do much better than that as a cleanup hitter, crushing a double into the gap. Beautifully done there by Sable, and goes to show the strength of this Riptide offense. 1 through 9, getting on, getting over, getting in.
Well, Jarrett Sable is a guy who has been surrounded by the game of baseball and sports his entire life. You may have heard of his brother, Blake Sable, played in the Giants organization in 2023, actually had 13 home runs as one of their primary catchers. Now a part of the Rays organization. Jarrett's other brother, Stephen, played college ball at Oregon. He got drafted by the Mets, got all the way up to Double-A before he retired. He's now a coach at SUNY Cortland as Toth fires in a strike to the 5-hole hitter, Sean Romero. Actually, Jarrett's cousin, second cousin that is Troy Polamalu, who was safety for the Pittsburgh Steelers for a dozen years. A really good player, got inducted into the Hall of Fame back in 2020. And all of that can often be a lot to live up for a guy like Jarrett. So much pressure in the family often. There's a strike on the corner as Toth seemed to have found the zone here after the leadoff walk, 0-2, but Jarrett definitely has been up to the challenge. We've mentioned it a lot, the CCL Player of the Week, and you can see here 2-run double in the first, firing on all cylinders right now, and he figures to be a big part of this Riptide team and both for USC this upcoming season. Romero checked his swing, and ball and 2 strikes. Managers wanted the appeal, did not get it. And Toth steps off. So this is a Saints team that already early on in this year has found their calling card, which has been coming from behind. They're going to have to do it again here as they've surrendered 2 first-inning runs. Wyatt Toth pulling Shohei Ohtani duty today on the mound and hitting 6th at designated hitter. Fires a 1-2 and misses upstairs. Romero, a catcher out of Orange County. Committed to Pepperdine for the upcoming year. He's a rising sophomore. On a 2-2, he leaves it in the dirt and the count runs full. Toth to Romero with a payoff. And Romero slaps it foul. We'll do it again. About 20 fans here at Jackie Robinson Field. Probably typical for a weekday game. You'll see more parents and supporters come out on the weekend, but a great crowd. And as you mentioned, Riley, what beautiful weather to watch baseball here on a Tuesday afternoon. Cooper Klauser on deck as Toth delivers another 3-2 to Romero. And the Riptide catcher slashes it foul back towards the same spot and into the tree bushes behind the bleacher-style seating here at Jackie Robinson Field.
A good fight so far coming from Romero. 7 pitches so far this at-bat, the most before in any previous batter has been just 5, so already up to 2 more on Toth's pitch count. And again, that's such a huge, important part of being a strong offense is getting that starter out of the game, getting to the bullpen, and continuing to do damage.
Toth shaking off his catcher for the 3rd straight time. Kicks and fires another 3-2, and Romero flips it foul again. Romero putting up a heck of a battle here in the 1st inning as the Riptide looking to work Toth and the pitch count here. Ninth pitch of this at-bat coming up. Toth to Romero with another 3-2. And this one is popped foul, first base side, going over his Asperger toward the wall. He's got it. A nice catch by the Saints first baseman to prevent any further possible damage there from Sean Romero at the plate. And Wyatt Toth has the 2nd out of the 1st inning.
Yeah, and if not one of the most historic fields in maybe all of California, but also one of the most unique here at Jackie Robinson Memorial Field, in that the foul territory depth is so wide and there's so much ground in foul territory here that on almost any other field that you would see in the college ranks, no chance that Asperger would have been able to make that grab with the ball likely going out of play. But with foul territory being so deep here at Jackie Robinson Memorial Field, Asperger able to range all the way over and make that catch.
No balls and a strike here on the 6-hole hitter, Cooper Klauser. Riptide with 2 in the bank already here in the 1st, looking for more. Jarrett Sable at second base. And on an 0-1, Klauser grounds one to second for Braden Flores. And that's the inning. But the Riptide come up strong in the 1st. Jarrett Sable picking up where he left off on Sunday. A 2-run double to the right center field gap. We're through the 1st half inning here at Jackie Robinson Field. Riptide on top, 2-0, with the Saints coming up next on your Arroyo Seco Saints streaming network.
Jason McDonald.
Oh, Cody.
Cody hit 95, right?
Is that the newer? Cody 94.
No, it's got to be Dylan.
Or Dylan.
Cody, right?
Dylan.
Oh, Dylan, 96?
He was 4.
Dylan, 97, I believe.
Point well.
It's around-
just 97 Dylan for sure.
Dylan,
97.
Dylan's the final.
Wait.
Either Dylan 95 or 96. Because Cody top 94 the first out of the new through. So it's not Cody.
Yeah, go Dylan 96. Who's the player?
Dylan
Pearson.
All right, John, you answer this one.
you
Ready?
answer.
Go.
You got it.
No, actually,
Oh,
I don't know.
Mason answer.
It's Dylan 96.
I said Dylan.
Okay, Dylan.
95.
I say
Dylan
96.
No, nobody is throwing as hard as Dylan.
Dylan definitely throws it the hardest.
Yeah, Dylan.
I think it's 97.
Was it a
I
7
don't
or
think
was
it
it a
was
6?
6.
Let's go 6.
I don't think it's 7.
Dylan 96, final answer.
6.
Those are both correct.
Yeah!
Oh, baby. Come on, baby. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm going to cue you up from above. Welcome back here to Jackie Robinson Field here in Pasadena. Saints already facing an early 2-0 deficit. Dylan Immel will lead it off against Tommy McGuire.
Yeah, McGuire, 6'5", 255, out of GCU, originally right here from Villa Park, California. And this past season in 2026, had a total of 26 and a third innings pitched, giving up 36 hits and 24 earned runs with 31 strikeouts to 8 walks. So a guy that's going to be in the zone consistently.
Dylan Immel leads off and takes ball 1. A career second baseman. Immel playing third base today and leading off for the Saints after getting the day off on Sunday. This team already facing a multi-run deficit. There's a massive hole between shortstop and second base up the middle, enough to drive maybe 3 monster trucks to, as Immel takes a violent cut and misses at a McGuire fastball, a ball and 2 strikes. Early on in the season, most teams will play pretty much straight away and up the middle for guys, just don't have enough data and information yet to really employ a shift with a lot of confidence. Immel reaches out and flips it to right field. Long run for Sable towards the corner. He'll get there on the run, moving to his left to make a nice catch and retire Dylan Immel for out number 1.
Yeah, Immel just with a protective 2-strike swing there, flicks the bat out, maybe a little bit out in front of an off-speed pitch there from McGuire, but able to get pretty good barrel on it that drove Sable way back and to his left, going towards the corner, but hung up there long enough for him to make the grab.
1 on, nobody out for Evan Ryder, who had a big day on Sunday, got on base 4 times in that Saints 16-run performance. Takes ball 1 here. Ryder in right field today, played at Santa Ana last year. He's committed to UCLA for the following spring. On a 1-0, slashes it foul, a ball that gets stuck in the screen here. And I wonder what'll happen to it, or who will get that down, or how long it'll just stay there.
Wedgie, as we call it here at Jackie Robinson Memorial Field. It'll hang up there until somebody throws another ball at it to knock it down.
1-1 on Evan Ryder, who chops it foul towards the third base dugout where the Saints are homed.
I mean, that ball arguably best seat in the house for this ball game.
You know, right there, right in the middle of the shade right there, the sun kind of creeping around it, but not totally on top of the ball, and great view of the 374 down the line here at left. That one's chopped right side, going to be a tough play for Barth, who throws it away, and it's going to be what will most likely be ruled an error for Evan Ryder, who will reach here with 1 out. Tiller will tag him. If Ryder had made a move towards second base there, could have been ruled out, but the first base umpire says he was content at staying at first the whole time, and the Saints will have 1 on and 1 out here for Jacob Freer.
Yeah, and arguably a very identical ground ball to what we saw from Travis Curry just a half inning ago. High chop, this one to second rather than to third as Curry's was, but Ryder going straight into the ground at second, and Barth having to make a tough charging play with a tough angle over to first, and unfortunately couldn't get the throw there.
So 1 on, 1 out for Jacob Freer, who swings at the first pitch and fouls it back. Ryder was off with the pitch, trying to get into scoring position. He'll have to go back to first base. It's 374 down the line at left, 345 down the line in right, and 364 to straightaway center. Most home runs here do go out to right field, understandably, with the shorter distance. Furr leaves it outside. It's 1-on-1. We saw Braden Flores do it on Sunday, part of a 6 RBI day he had. Was one of the biggest contributors in that Saints win. He crushed one over the right field wall in that 8th inning. Saints put up a 3-spot to really put the game out of reach, and Flores hitting in the 5-hole today. McGuire at 6'5", he's 240 pounds, just a massive presence there on that mound going into his senior year at Grand Canyon University coming up this spring. Is ahead, a ball and 2 strikes here on Jacob Freer. First a check over on Ryder, who's back with a head first slide. "2-0 Riptide on a 2-run RBI double from Jarrett Sable in the first. Here's a 1-2. Freer checked his swing and left it in the dirt, and the count goes even, 2-2.
And Tommy McGuire, upon looking to do research, shares the name with a pretty legendary man in United States history, Thomas McGuire, an American war hero, an American United States Army major, killed in action, awarded the Medal of Honor. Pretty cool to have the same name.
Yeah, I thought you were going to Mark McGuire there. I was kind of shocked when you pulled Thomas out of the hat. 2-2 to Jacob Freer. And that's outside, 3-2. So Saints, if nothing else, are working the pitch count here of McGuire in the first. Here's a payoff. Freer grounds one right side and through, a base hit. Ryder will stop at second as Sable's got a cannon in right field and got to the ball quickly. He fires a one-hop beauty of a throw to third and over to Landry Stamps, but the Saints are set up here again. We're seeing it on display early, Riley, these two high-powered offenses. Saints are threatening here with 2 on and 1 out for the cleanup hitter, Carson Panarisi.
Absolutely, and what we saw last half inning was 2 runners on. They were on the corner for the cleanup hitter in Jarrett Stoll, who just made that, or excuse me, Sable, who's out in right field, who just made that throw in to prevent Reeder from going all the way to third, but he was able to do his job by knocking in those 2 runs with a double. We'll see if Panarisi has the same sort of skill.
Swing and a miss from the Saints left fielder at the first one from McGuire. Arroyo Seco was fantastic with runners in scoring position on Sunday. They've got their first opportunity here early in this one. 2 on and 1 out in the first. Evan Ryder at second, Jacob Freer at first. Panarisi swings and misses again and is down 0-2.
Let me tell you, Ryder making the right decision there, holding up at second base. Ground ball through the right side as a runner on first. You're thinking 3 off the bat, but you definitely don't want to test that arm out there by Jarrett Sable. Absolute cannon coming in from right field.
On an 0-2, Panarisi fouls it off and stays alive. This is a guy who typically does not strike out. In 2026, he hit .331 for Cal State University of Los Angeles. He walked the same amount of times he struck out, had a great eye. He earned California Collegiate Athletic Association All-Academic Honors. Boy, that's a lot of A's. And 2025 CCAA Spring Academic Honor Roll recognition. So a highly decorated guy here for Arroyo Seco. Down no balls and 2 strikes to Tommy McGuire. And he takes a called strike 3 on the outside corner. McGuire spins the breaking ball in there. And Panarisi is out number 2 in the first.
And you could not draw up a better 2-strike pitch out of the hand there from Tommy McGuire. Got that righty-righty matchup against Panarisi. Starts that breaking ball right down the heart of the plate, and it bends all the way to the outside corner. And unfortunately, Panarisi not able to pick that one up, staying in the zone.
Well, Panarisi had seen 3 straight fastballs before that breaking ball from McGuire. As the 5-hole Braden Flores takes outside, pardon me. And, yeah, just caught him off guard. Change of speeds right there over the outside corner. So 2 on and 2 out for Flores, ahead of ball and no strikes. Swings and misses at the fastball. McGuire is very Paul Skeens-like in his behavior on the mound, keeps the glove behind him, and fires a 1-1 that Flores carves foul, 1-2. A number in the 30s, a right-handed guy, a tall guy. He resembles a lot of traits of the Pirates' right-hander. Saints with an opportunity here in the first. 2 on and 2 out. Flores takes away, and the count goes full. 2-2. And Deuce is wild here in the first. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Saints down 2-0 in the second half of the first inning with 2 guys on base. Flores grounds one to first. Playable for Tiller. He's got it. He'll flip to McGuire covering, and that's the inning. The Saints threaten, but they do not score. We're through 1 here at Jackie Robinson Field. Riptide lead it 2-0.
Today we're going to the Rose Bowl in Pasadena to see if anybody's coming to the Saints game tonight.
You guys like baseball? Well, we have a game over there. They're Arroyo Seco Saints for Pasadena. It's at Jackie Robinson Memorial Field. Come and watch it at 6 p.m.
Thank you. Baseball, yeah, sure. Yeah? A baseball game, Arroyo Seco.
Yeah!
Where's that?
Jackie Robinson Field.
Oh, I know where that is.
So you like baseball?
Nah, not really. I'm just brainy.
Fair enough.
Honest with you.
You guys okay?
All right.
A baseball game?
Yeah. We got a baseball game happening at the Jackie Robinson Field at 4:30.
Yeah, we'll come out for sure.
For sure, okay.
We'll be there. We'll be there.
Yeah,
We'll
go Saints, go
We're going that way.
Landry Stamps, Connor Barth, and Reed Montgomery due up for the Riptide here in the top of the second. 7-8-9 for Orange County. Wyatt Soth back on the mound for his second inning of work. Riptide at 3-1. We're expected to be one of the best teams in the South and all of the CCL coming into this year with the amount of talent they've got in their roster, and so far have lived up to the billing. 3-1 through their first 4 games. Stamps swings and misses at Toth's first fastball, who struggled with command early on in his outing, but seems to have found it. The only blemish on his night so far, the 2-run double from Sable in the first. Stamps lines one back up the middle and a base hit. Toth had to dart out of the way as that one was heading for his head. Gets out of the way, and it's a base hit up the middle for the 7-hole hitter for Orange County, a leadoff single for Landry Stamps.
Yeah, and last inning, the Riptide were able to put up 2 runs in the first, and it all started with a leadoff man on, Alex Dolan drawing a walk. This time, Landry Stamps getting on base via single right back up the middle. The second one we've seen from this Riptide offense so far, so they're drawing up another run-full inning.
Leadoff man on for the 8-hitter Connor Barth. And strike one. Saints Sunday rather, were down 4-0 in the first. We know they're not feeling any despair here down early, but it would benefit them to keep this as little a deficit as possible. As Toth will check on Stamps, who's back to the bag safely. The Orange County Riptide are not exactly the San Diego Bombers, who have really struggled on both the pitching and the hitting front. The Riptide, much more of a composed team here, at least what we've seen early in the first 4 games. A ball and a strike on Connor Barth. Chases a breaking ball from Toth in the dirt, and it's 1-2. Second inning here in Pasadena, 2-0 Riptide. They got 2 in the first on a 2-run double from Jarrett Sable. And the Saints threatened, got 2 in scoring position with 1 out, but were unable to capitalize. There he goes. It's a ground ball up the middle. Diving there is Flores. He'll step on the bag and throw to first. A double play. A fortunate bounce for the Saints as Stamps cut off towards second base. Toth induced the ground ball from Barth, and Flores heads up there up the middle, steps on the bag, and fires to first for the Twin Killer.
Yeah, Flores staying composed there, handling that hop, tagging the base himself, throwing across to first, and shout out to Sean Asperger for finishing that play on his front. Throw took him down the line just a little bit. He came off the bag, gloved it, and applied the tag for the second out.
So in what could have been an inning where Wyatt Toth was facing more traffic, very quickly 2 out and nobody on for the 9-hole hitter Reed Montgomery. Montgomery in left field today, swings and misses at Toth's first pitch. He's really located the fastball here ever since the leadoff walk to begin his night. Fires an 0-1, and Montgomery swings and misses again. 0-2. Saints, for all of their offensive successes, have still struggled a little bit on the pitching mound. Gave up 12 runs in their home opener on Friday, gave up 5 on the road and 9 on Sunday. So as this one skied out towards right field, it should be playable for Evan Ryder. A couple of steps to his right, he's got it, and that's the inning. After allowing the leadoff base runner, Wyatt Toth bounces back and faces the minimum here in the second. We're through 1.5 in Pasadena, 2-0 Riptide.
We're just getting a little warm-up toss in. Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Central Michigan, wow. What a lucky place to have you. God, I wish I could have you all the time. What do we have over here? Pitchers, boring. Screaming. Yeah, there you go. You know, he can hear it from a mile away. He's got dog-like ears.
Easy smooth.
Easy smooth. 808 boys. Represent. Yeah.
Gotta get one.
Shout out, homies right here. Shout out homies right here, getting us right, making sure we're in the game every day, getting our uniforms right. Thank you so much. What are you looking at, Keon?
Easy smooth. Easy smooth. Easy smooth.
6, 7, 8 coming up for the Saints here in the bottom of the second against Tommy McGuire, who threw 23 pitches in that first inning but got out of it unscathed. And up to the plate steps the starting pitcher for the Saints, designated hitting. Here as well. This is still something you'll see at the collegiate level, though less of it, of course, than at the lower levels. Of course, only one player in the last century has managed to do it at the highest level. As Toth watches a fastball sail in there for strike one.
Well, it was always fun to watch pitchers take at-bats back when the universal DH rule wasn't yet implemented.
Toth cracks this one to right center field. Hit well, back towards the wall, and gone, way gone, off the pole out there in right center field. Wyatt Toth, the day's starting pitcher, has just helped his own cause. A massive blast here in the second, and the Saints have cut the deficit in half. It's 2-1.
104 miles an hour off the bat, 422 feet to right center field. An absolute missile for the starting pitcher. Saints chipping away. This is where the strength of that offense starts to rise. You get one swing of the bat just like that, and the rest of the offense starts to fall into place.
Well, you mentioned it was a lot of fun to see pitchers hit back in the day. That was a heck of a lot of fun right there from Wyatt Toth. Nothing better for a pitcher on the mound to smack one over the wall and help out his own cause as he searches for the win. So a run in the bank here. Here's Camden Andrews. Got the day off on Sunday after catching the first two games. Nick Nishiwa caught for the Saints, and what a 2026 CCL debut he had. He got hit by the first two pitches in his first two at-bats and looked particularly irked both times as he was going down there towards second base. Andrews leaves it inside 1-1, and me and my broadcast partner that day, Nick Jepson, were wondering why, because he had a 1,000 on-base percentage to start the season. That's pretty good, huh? But in his next three at-bats, he was fantastic. Lined 3 base hits, and they were no cheapies either. They were bullets up the middle, liners to left. He was putting the bat to ball in spectacular fashion, and another big part, as there were a lot of them, in the Saints' 16-run outburst on Sunday. Was talking about it a little bit last inning, how the Saints, for all of their offensive success, have struggled on the mound, giving up 24 runs on the year in 3 games. As Andrews smacks it back to the screen, would benefit them keeping it at 2. They found a great gem in that game, not that they hadn't already found it, but really was on showcase in Cash Carroll. 6 shutout innings. He retired the first 12 that he faced and got out of a bases-loaded 1-out jam in the other. So he was dominant in that game. Saints looking to build off of that here. Down 2-1 in the second, and Andrews flips one towards center field. Going back is the second baseman, Barth. In short right center, he makes the catch, and Andrews is out number 1 of the second.
Yeah, and to go along with the strength of the Saints offense, a lot of that, well, not a lot of it, but a good chunk of it has been coming from Cannon King, who has not seen his way into the lineup tonight. He's not starting tonight. He's getting the off day. He had some discussions with the trainer here for the Arroyo Seco Saints. He's going to take a rest day today, get some time off, get his body back healthy for the rest of this season. But the Saints offense coming together as a whole a lot more as the season progresses. It's going to be interesting tonight to see what they can do without King's bat in the lineup.
Well, King was one of the only guys that played the first 3 games as the first baseman, Sean Asperger, pops it foul. Gets the day off today. Evan Reiter slides over to right field, which is where King played to start the year. Dwyer fires a 1-1, and Asperger takes outside. Saints trailing in this one 2-1, but that one a big one, a Wyatt Toth mammoth home run to right center field here at Jackie Robinson Field. Asperger takes away, and it's 2-1. Swing and a miss at the breaking ball, and it's 2-2. Asperger's a guy who made a huge jump in both playing time and production with Santa Barbara Community College in 2024 and 2025 to 2025-25-26. Had another 45 to 50 at-bats with a stolen base last year. He jumped his hitting from a 250 average to a 357. The OBP jumped to nearly 500 as he fouls this one off. Unable to squeeze it there was Romero. And the count stays 2-2 at 17 extra base hits, including 7 home runs last year. Was a huge part of that team, and getting the start here in the 8 hole for Aaron Malam and the Saints. He's got the lefty-righty advantage against McGuire on the mounds here. And on a 2-2, Asperger ropes one over first and down the line. This one's heading towards the corner. Asperger cuts the bag at first. He's on his way to second. Sable and that cannon out there will fire it back in and hold Asperger to a double, but it's a one-out double for the Saints first baseman, and they're in business again here in the second.
Yeah, already an extra base hit in this inning, led off by the Wyatt Toth home run. Now Sean Asperger getting into scoring position with just one out. Great opportunity for the Saints to get this one knotted up at 2 apiece.
Second extra base hit in their first 3 batters of this inning. Now here's Blake Mitchell playing center field today. And taking ball 1. This is a guy who's in the lineup more so for his glove and his speed than in his bat. In the 9-hole, had 10 stolen bases and 14 attempts last year with San Diego Community College, but he hit .283. Doesn't have a lot of power, but he can slash one through holes here and there. Swings and misses at the fastball for McGuire, and it's 1-1. Strike on the outside corner. Mitchell doesn't like the call, but nothing he can do about it but dig his heels back into the batter's box. Not surprising, Saints overloading their lineup with a lot of hitters from the left side against the righty McGuire. On a 1-2, Mitchell slashes it foul. Sean Asperger at second base. Riptide shifted slightly over towards the right for the pull hitter Mitchell, who slaps one up the middle. Dolan is over, he's got it. Asperger will go back to second base, and Mitchell is the second out of the second.
An unfortunate out there for the Saints. Not getting that run in scoring position in, but a good piece of hitting and a good contact there from Blake Mitchell, getting that one up the middle, just hanging up enough for Dolan. Good swing there with 2 strikes. And now with another lefty up, they get another opportunity, but this time with 2 outs.
Yeah, Mitchell really pieced it up, but unlucky there from the BABIP gods. The batting average on balls in play as the first pitch to Dylan Immel sails off of the catcher Romero into the backstop. Coming around second is Asperger. He will score. Romero never found the ball. The Saints catch a huge break here in the second. A wild pitch and 180 feet of advancing there from Sean Asperger comes from second all the way around to score. And the Saints have tied the game at 2.
Yeah, and as soon as that one kicked away, Asperger had scoring intentions in his mind. About halfway heading to third, he was already rounding, and he was jogging the last 20 feet. He had plenty of time to come around and score a huge break for the Saints there, tie game.
Well, those can be so scary for a catcher when you know you don't have the ball, but you don't know where it is. He was looking all over. Oftentimes, their view is blocked by the mask, and it's like right between them or right under their legs. But that one all the way back over towards the Riptide dugout over on the first base side. And not only a long run for Romero, but couldn't find it initially. Saints will take it, and they've come back again and tied the game at 2. And there's a base hit to left field from Dylan Immel. Flew out to right in the first inning, and in his second bat here, he lines one the other way. Good piece of hitting for a 2-out single.
And with that ball hit that way by Immel, tough to tell if that Asperger run would have scored had he still been out on second base without the wild pitch allowing him to score. But either way, still good opportunities for the Saints, putting together good at-bats with 2 outs. That's been a huge part of their success, is the 2-out base hitting to help contribute to these big come-from-behind wins.
So a runner on first base and 2 outs for Evan Ryder, who swings and misses at McGuire's first pitch. McGuire has gotten a lot of swing and miss on that fastball, but the Saints have just found a way to scratch and claw 2 runs. Obviously, the home run from Toth and the base hit and the wild pitch scoring Asperger. Ryder got on in his first at-bat. It was a bouncing ball to the right side that Connor Barth had trouble fielding and fired it past the first baseman Tiller and down towards the bullpen area here at Jackie Robinson Field. Ball and a strike on Ryder. Ryder last year part of a Santa Ana team that won the state championship. Hit .371 that season, and the postseason got even better. Turned into Kike Hernandez. .373 average, had 22 hits and 59 at-bats. Another check for McGuire. That's the third time he's fired over to first base in 2 innings, and all 3 times the Saints base runner have gotten back to the bag safely.
That time was a little closer, though. Immel lunging a little bit there, heading towards second base, trying to get an early jump, but was barely able to get back in time.
1-1 to Ryder, who takes a fastball at the letters, and it's 2-1. You can understand why the Saints want another guy in scoring position after seeing how they scored the run the last time they had a guy on second. Didn't even put the bat on the ball. And Sean Asperger scampering around the bases, able to score to tie up the game. There he goes, and it's a ground ball left side, and diving is the shortstop Curry. He will have no play to get the speedy Ryder. Good job by the Riptide shortstop Curry to keep the ball in front of him as Dylan Immel was off with the pitch, but it's going to be a base hit for Evan Ryder, and the Saints once again are threatening. 2 on and 2 out for Jacob Freer.
Great effort there by Curry, getting down on the ground, sliding his way, making that play back in the hole. Didn't have a play anywhere. That one getting through to the outfield. Montgomery there in left, real close by. Not likely. Immel making his way to third, but stringing together some hits now is the Saints offense that's now back-to-back here with 2 outs.
And another ball in the dirt. That one gets by Romero. This time the runners won't score, but they will get to second and third. And the Saints have 2 in scoring position here with 2 outs. A base hit would now likely drive in both base runners. And the Saints, who entered this inning down 2-0, are potentially a single away from putting up another crooked number, a 4 spot in the second that would give them a lead.
And this is one of the guys that you want up in this scenario. Jacob Freer down in the 3-hole, really strong bat, and the Saints coaching staff knows this. He was a Saint last summer, it was Freer, and he had plenty of opportunities in these big spots throughout the entire summer and was able to cash in on them time and time again, and he's going to look to do so right here.
Singled on a ground ball through the right side back in the first inning. As Romero will go out to chat with McGuire. Seem to be on the same page here with runners on second and third. Of course, extra important for your pitcher and catcher to be on the same page, especially with runners in scoring position. A wild pitch, a passed ball, even a balk will be more costly with runners closer to home plate. So here is Freer, already a hit on the day. And a big at-bat here in the second. Swings and misses at McGuire's first one. One ball and 1 strike on the shortstop for Arroyo Seco. He takes one about 2 feet outside, and it's 2-1. Again, a gigantic hole up the middle. Freer is a pull hitter, but if he can ground one even 10 feet to the left of second base, there is a ton of daylight there in right center field. Here's a 2-1. McGuire to Freer. And outside 3-1. Well, you do have an open base here if you're the Riptide, but Carson Panarisi on deck. Struck out in his first at-bat looking, but certainly a power threat here in the cleanup spot for the Saints. McGuire with his 51st pitch to Jacob Freer. And that one's lifted towards center field. Should be playerful for Dolan. He comes in and he makes the play. So Jacob Freer flies out to end the inning, but the Saints get 2 runs in the inning. Wyatt Toth with a big-time home run, and Sean Asperger heads up base running, scoring on a wild pitch all the way from second base. We'll go to the third. Saints have tied it up at 2.
Yeah, it's got like a good moisture inside, which is always important. It's not dry. Super tasty. Good chocolate.
I'd give it like a 9. Like how it's hard on the outside, soft on the inside. Gooey too. Got like a little melt to it. I'm gonna go 9.7 out of 10. Check that bad boy out.
This is really good. It's like the crispy layer on the top with the gooey layer in the middle. They really complement each other very well. This is a 9.2. This is my highest ranked brownie for sure.
Like right amount of chocolate to whatever the other ingredient in there is. It's a 9.5.
I give this a 9 out of 10 right here. This is smacking. This has got to have hits in it today.
Lineup for the Riptide here in the third. Alex Dolan, Travis Curry, and Justin Talar all scheduled to get their second at-bats against Wyatt Toth, who has thrown 35 pitches in this one so far through 2 innings. He's allowed 2 runs, but's got one of them back all on his own. That solo home run to lead off the bottom of the second. As Toth misses down low on his first pitch to Dolan. This is the 3rd straight year of the Saints having a 2-way guy. Had Coney Turner last year, Aiden Pollock the year before, as well as Blake Haggerty. And this is the first time in 3+ years that a Saints pitcher has hit a home run in a game they were pitching in. Toth behind 2-0 here on Dolan.
And the thing that I love about Toth hitting that home run there is he comes off the mound after the second inning going 3 up, 3 down, and uses that momentum to hit an absolute bomb.
Ground ball right side. No big deal for Flores, who flips to first. Dolan is the first out of the third. And, well, you look at what Toth did on Sunday. Obviously had that 2-run double in the Saints 6 where they finally broke the dam to come back and take the lead over the Bombers, a lead they would never relinquish. But he also had 2 other hits in that game. This game, obviously, 1-for-1 with the home run. Misses on his first pitch to Travis Curry. And spikes a 1-0 fastball. It's 2-0. 4th straight game, and they've only played 4, that the Saints have come back from a multi-run deficit. Obviously weren't able to finish the job on Friday, but won on Saturday on the road at Compton and picked up the win on Sunday. And here, after falling behind 2-0 in the first, they pick up 2 in the second to knot it at 2. We expected a high-scoring game going into this one, Riley, and to a good extent we've gotten it so far. These teams on pace for maybe 18 runs if my math is correct. That one looked like get-me-over fastball from Toth, but did not get the call. 3 balls and a strike against Travis Curry. And that one right down the middle, a strike. 3-2. Curry did record an out in the first. Only one of the first 4 batters for the Riptide that got an out. Dolan got on, so did Talar, and then Jarrett Sable provided the damage, a 2-run double. And that one, a called strike 3 on the outside corner. Toth with the fastball again. Strikes out Travis Curry for the second out of the third.
And again, Toth comes out of the second, goes 3 up, 3 down. Comes up in the top of the third and hits a solo home run to lead off that inning. Now comes back here in the bottom of the third, goes 2 up, 2 down so far, and picks up his first strikeout of the outing.
6 straight retired by the Saints starting pitcher. His first pitch to Talar is low for ball 1. This is kind of a trend that we've seen over the past 12 innings or so with the Saints, is that they've had guys come into the game and give up runs in their first inning. Colin Caicedo gave up 4 in the first inning on Sunday. And Dylan Huang did as well, gave up 5 in the third, but both of those guys in the second and the fourth, respectively, were able to bounce back and put up scoreless innings. The only guy who did not give up a run was Cash Carroll, who went 6 shutout in that game. 1-1 is tapped foul, and it's 1-2. Saints playing Tulare to pull. They've got Flores far over there on the right side towards Asperger at first. Only 3 umpires in these collegiate leagues compared to 4 at the minor and major league level. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Tulare, and Toth misses outside. The count runs full. And after a long first inning, Toth has been very effective in this one. About to throw his 45th pitch of the night. It's a payoff to Tulare, who takes strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Wyatt Toth to end the second. He's got his first, or his second 1-2-3 inning, of the game, and we're through 2.5 here at Jackie Robinson Field. 2-2 between the Riptide and the Saints.
My name is Gannon Snyder. I'm going to be a junior next year. I'm in the portal right now. I play basically everywhere, kind of a utility, and I live in St. Louis, Missouri. I've played baseball since I could remember, from t-ball till now, and it's always been the biggest sport in my life for sure. Growing up with an older brother, I was playing against him and everything, getting my butt kicked and everything nonstop growing up. It was super competitive. The biggest thing in sports, in my opinion, is if you're not competitive, you're not going to be able to play at the highest level. So just being able to compete every single day in whatever it is huge. All the teammates here are high-level players. The competition's good, and they're all good people. The coaches are great. Next year I want to be able to compete for a team that's trying to make a run in the postseason, just pushing to get better every day. I want to play baseball as long as I can, and I'm going to.
Through 2.5 here at Jackie Robinson Field. Knotted at 2 between the Riptide and the Saints. Middle of the Saints lineup coming up here in the bottom of the third against a new pitcher for Orange County. Tommy McGuire is done after 2. Sean York into the game, the right-handed pitcher for the Riptide.
6'7", 235 pounds is York. Big fella up on the mound for the Riptide, making his summer debut here today. Hasn't had an outing so far this summer. Is going to look to have a strong first one here against the Saints.
His first pitch to Carson Panarisi is grounded right side. A fair ball over towards the line is Tulare. He will jog to the bag and retire Carson Panarisi. So after Panarisi struck out on 4 pitches looking in his first at-bat, he grounds out here in his first at-bat of the third. Final line on McGuire: 2 innings pitched. He gave up 5 hits, 2 earned runs, did not walk anybody. He struck out 1 guy and allowed a .417 batting average for the Saints, whose offensive firepower has continued here into Game 4. 1 out, nobody on for Braden Flores. Flores grounded out to first in his first at-bat in the first inning. Saints were threatening there, had 2 runners on base with 2 outs, and unable to capitalize, have since picked up 2 runs and have knotted it at 2 apiece. On a 1-0, Flores takes ball 2. Wyatt Toth on deck for Arroyo Seco. As Flores check swing, did he go check down to third? He did. Sun ever so slowly beginning to set here, but still a lot of daylight over the field as we get maybe towards the 5th, 6th inning. That's when the shadows will come, and it'll make it especially difficult for the hitters to see. Flores jumped out of the way of that fastball from York, but ruled a strike by the home plate umpire, and it's 2-2.
And it's going to be a mental battle from here for Flores through the rest of this at-bat. Checked his swing on the 2-0 and then gets called for a strike on a pitch he didn't think so. So now it's time to refresh and go get this one.
Flores leaves it in the dirt, and the count runs full. Saints have done a great job so far in this one of working counts. A lot of 2-ball counts, some 3-ball counts. Carson Panarisi, the only hitter, just one hitter ago to ground out on the first pitch of an at-bat. Here's a payoff, and Flores slices it foul. We'll do it again.
Flores really using that 2-strike approach. You can see his stance getting wider and lower. He's trying to get a better feel for the strike zone. Doesn't have to put on his A swing here with 2 strikes unless he gets that mistake pitch. Instead, he slows down, gets a B or a C swing, and stays alive.
Here's York's 3-2. Flores lines one back up the middle and a base hit. Dunks down in front of Dolan in center field. It's a 1-out single for Braden Flores with a great at-bat here. He's got himself on first base for Wyatt Toth.
I mean, beautiful at-bat there from Flores. Gets up 2-0, then thinks about a high fastball on that swing. On a 2-0 count, you're really looking for your pitch, and he thought he got it. Turns out he didn't, so he tried to hold back. He couldn't. So then from there, it was going to be a little bit of an uphill battle mentally, thinking, how do I respond from that? He tries to get out of the way of a fastball he thought was inside. It was called for a strike. He gets 2 strikes, works the count, fouls a couple pitches off, gets one that he likes, and pokes a base hit. Great job there by Flores.
So 1 on, 1 out for Toth. Saints starting pitcher takes a fastball high and away, 1 ball and no strikes. After allowing the 2 runs in the first, Toth has been spectacular. Hitters are 1 for 6 against him since that double from Sable in the first. He's faced the minimum in the second and the third, and of course the home run back in the second to get the Saints on the board. Flores goes diving back to first as a half-hearted pickoff there from York sailed over to his first baseman, Jonathan Talar. Swing and a miss at the fastball, and it's 1-1. Now a ball and 2 strikes as Toth swings and misses again. Hit that home run in the second early in the at-bat. Now down to 2 strikes here. He's going to choke up on the bat and see if he can just put this ball in play. Braden Flores at first base as Toth calls timeout.
And Toth, like you mentioned, been strong on both sides of the ball tonight, and he did that in his collegiate 2 years at Minnow State. Now in the transfer portal looking for a new home, but strong on both sides of the ball as a 2-way player for the Beavers.
Swing and a miss from Toth at the fastball. All 3 strikes in his at-bat. York fired the hard stuff, and Toth unable to catch up. He's out number 2 here in the third. It'll bring up Camden Andrews. Both catchers that the Saints have on this roster, not particularly tall in terms of height, but they've got some thunder in that bat. We mentioned Nick Nishiwa earlier in the broadcast. Camden Andrews, a redshirt senior at Cal Baptist, playing at his home field here. He attended Maranatha High School in Pasadena. And takes a strike on the first pitch of the at-bat from York, who has come in and has had command and control immediately in this one. High school, he was a two-time All-Olympic League selection. 2021, he won the Gold Glove in the Olympic League. And after redshirting last year, has another season of college eligibility on an 0-1. Andrews leaves it outside, and it's 1-1. Flores still at first base after the single up the middle. Riptide with 2 in the first on the Sable 2-run double. Saints with 2 in the second. Toth with the home run and Asperger scoring on the pitch. As Andrews swings and misses, York has got a lot of swing and miss on that fastball, which from our vantage point here on the broadcast booth has had a lot of movement. Saints have been aggressive on the bases so far. Toth peers over, now focused on the hitter, fires home and misses low.
Couple of good takes here from Andrews, and you normally see that with catchers when they're in the batter's box. Being behind the plate, doing the catching for their side defensively, they normally get a better feel for the strike zone, and they build up a bit of a rapport with the umpire behind home plate. So when they go to bat, they have a bit of a better understanding of what's going to be called a ball versus strike.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in a 2-2 game. There's the throw over from York. Effortlessly, Flores slides back to the bag. There was no 3-time disengagement rule in college baseball. You can throw over as many times as you want. That, along with the pitch clock, is one of the reasons why games at the collegiate level and in these leagues are much longer. That one's way high. Flores takes off towards second base. Throw sails into center field. Backing up the play was the shortstop Travis Curry, so no chance for Braden Flores to advance to second base. But the Saints, for the 3rd time in as many innings, have a runner in scoring position.
And again, we talked about earlier the 2-strike approaches and the 2-out rallies that this team has been able to put together. Now would be a good opportunity for one. Andrews, in a full count 2-out situation, going to look to go take the lead.
Saints did not take advantage of their opportunity in the first. They did in the second. What will they do in the third? Not take advantage of it, as Camden Andrews swings and misses at yet another fastball from Sean York to end the inning. Saints threaten again, but unable to come through. We're tied at 2 as we head to the 4th.
I know it ain't all that labor you should probably leave. I recognize that look in your eyes, yeah, you should probably
Back here at the top of the fourth, 2-2 between the Saints and the Riptide. And as Wyatt Toth steps to the mound for his fourth inning of work and Jarrett Sable steps to the plate for his second at bat, I will hand it off to my partner, Riley Horn. Riley?
Thank you. Jarrett Sable, Sean Romero, Cooper Klauser taking over the fourth inning. The 3-2 up for the OC Riptide. Max, it's been a strong start for Wyatt Toth on both sides of the ball today. A two-way player. As of right now, 3 innings, 2 hits, just 2 runs with 2 walks and, 2 strikeouts to 1 walk. Obviously launched that solo home run for the first run of the day for the Saints. Now trying to face the guy who scored both runs for the Riptide in Jarrett Sable.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been big from Toth on the mound, especially because, like I mentioned a little bit, the Saints have really struggled, at least early on in the season, finding guys who consistently gets outs, and Toth has done that so far today.
Toth in there on the corner for strike 1, 2 balls, and 1 strike to Sable. Launched that monster double into the right center gap, scoring both runs in TR and Dolan for the 2 runs. For the Riptide, this one's pulled sharply foul of first base, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, look at how quickly he moves that bat. It is so quick. From the time it's up on his shoulder to the way he connects with the ball, it is one clean-cut, fierce movement. And even right there on the foul ball, you can see how hard he makes contact.
And Sable was a guy that I saw in high school as he grounds one. Heading towards the middle is Flores. Backhanded play, high throw, gets all the way towards the Riptide dugout. See how that one gets scored, whether that be a throwing error or a single, likely to go down as an error. But either way, Sable aboard with nobody out.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough play always for Braden Flores, moving up the middle, throwing across his body to try to get Jarrett Sable. Jarrett Sable, he's not just about the power. He is a 5-tool guy. He can run, he can field, he can hit for average, and he can hit for power. And right there getting over to first base. Saints are lucky that that throw did not go into the dugout, as Sable would have gone to second base there.
Reaching on error is Jarrett Sable, the first batter of the fourth inning. Now bringing up Sean Romero as he lifts one deep to center field. Mitchell on his horse, straight back and gone. Sean Romero, 2-run bomb, and the Riptide retake the 2-run lead.
Well, for Wyatt Toth, that's how quickly an outing can go from a good one in the box score to a bad one. 96 on the exit velo, 390 on the distance right there for the 5-hitter for the OC Riptide, Sean Romero, the catcher, and all of a sudden, Riptide back up 4-2.
First pitch back into the zone to Cooper Klauser is Toth, who's now back out on the mound with a 2-run deficit. Gave up 2 back in the first inning to lead this game off. That one misses low and inside to Klauser, who grounded out to second his first time up to end that first inning. One ball, 1 strike to the designated hitter for the Riptide. That one just missing down below the knees. 2 balls, 1 strike. Now a home run per side so far in this one. 4-2 ball game here in the top of the fourth as this one's jammed right back up the middle. Kicks off the glove of Toth to the shortstop. Freer in time across the diamond for out number 1.
Yeah, good play on the run from Jacob Freer. The Saints infielders have made a couple of nice defensive plays on the run today. We had the one from Immel back in the first, and that one Freer on the run, able to get Klauser, the designated hitter. It's going to be important for the Saints. Again, I mentioned it in the first time they were down 2-0, and it still stands true here at a 4-2 deficit to keep this close, and especially to keep Toth in the game. You know, you're not going to see this this team just once. You're going to meet them throughout the season 5 different times, 3 times here in Pasadena, twice in Irvine at their home stadium. So familiarity, obviously a role, and the better you can hide their pitchers, the better.
Yeah, 2 games to be played this season down at the Great Park in Irvine. What a home complex that is for the OC Riptide. Used as the home field for USC back when they were renovating their home field, and it's a great place to catch a ball game on a summer night as Toth is ahead of Stamps, who fouls this one off and stays alive 0-2.
This is the part of the lineup in the bottom of the second where Toth really found his footing after giving up 2 in the first. See if we can do it here.
Taking a hack and coming up empty is Stamps' strikeout for out number 2.
One thing I've noticed here is, aside from the McGuire breaking ball that got Panarisi in the first, all of the pitchers in this game have really been relying on the fastball for the strikeout, whether it's in the zone and they're getting a chase or out of the zone getting a swing. They have really used it effectively.
Fouled off on the first pitch to Connor Barth, second baseman who grounded out to his second base counterpart his first time up. No balls, 1 strike. So that's the 3rd strikeout of the outing for Toth. That one missing outside, 1-1. And something that has happened for the Saints throughout the season is opposing offenses really taking advantage of free passes, and 2 of the 4 runs scored here by the Riptide have been on those free passes. Alex Dolan drawing a leadoff walk to begin the game, and he came around to score a 2 RBI double from Jarrett Sable, and now the reach-on error by Jarrett Sable comes around to score on the 2-run bomb from Sean Romero earlier this inning. As Toth delivers the 2-1, breaker just off the inner edge. 3 balls, 1 strike.
You know, I wonder if some of the free passes that we've seen early on might be because the season is starting, and not just because guys aren't built up with command and length yet, but also because it's new teammates, new coaches, new stadium. There's a lot. You kind of want to prove yourself to your coach to see what you can do. Sometimes guys are overthrowing. Sometimes they're trying to hit their spots too cleanly and they miss. So I do wonder if that could be a little bit of a factor for why the Saints have, hit some guys, walked too many guys, and obviously, at least from the pitching side, they're paying the price for it a little bit.
Absolutely. In summer ball, it definitely takes some getting used to throughout the first week or 2 of the season. But, for the Saints, they've started to play some complementary baseball, going from defense to offense, back to a strong defensive inning. And, we saw it earlier in this one. Top of the second, Toth goes 3 up, 3 down on the mound. The Saints come back in that bottom half as close pickoff play over there at first. Barth back in safely, but Saints come back that bottom half of the second and score 2 runs, tie this game up. Now they're going to look to back their pitcher Toth up come the bottom half of the 4th. It's another pickoff attempt, and Barth is once again safe. Big hack at the high cheese. Now 0-2 to Reed Montgomery. And to go back to that home complex for the Riptide at Great Park, that entire complex featuring 12 baseball and softball fields, 13 soccer fields, 5 sand volleyball courts, 25 tennis courts, 8 basketball courts. Incredible complex down there in Irvine as that one skips away from Andrews behind the dish. Moving up into scoring position now is Barth.
Yeah, that complex sounds like my dream home, to be honest.
Oh, man, it's beautiful.
Yeah, man. Those basketball courts in my dream home, tennis courts, a bowling alley. It's going to be like an exact replica of the White House, but without all of without the West Wing and East Wing, just all the fun stuff.
Right.
It's going to be my dream house.
Yeah. On the ground, right side, handled by Asperger. He takes it himself for out number 3. Riptide retake the 2-run lead here in the top of the 4th. Saints looking to chip away.
Baby, if I seem a little bit distracted, I'm in another place and another time. Well, I apologize for the way I'm acting. I just got a lot of loving you on my mind. Ever since there's a morning, I've been wondering how you do that thing you did last night. Well, let me tell
Back here in the home half of the fourth, Saints trailing by 2, and they're going to look to get those runs back against a new arm in Zachary Dendecker.
Yeah, Zachary Dendecker, we were talking about a little bit in the break as we saw him go up. They just have a ton of tall pitchers on their team, and it's really impressive where they keep finding these guys. I guess Orange County is just a hub for good genetics. This guy, Zachary Dendecker, who's made one appearance on the year for the Saints, came in their second game. One scoreless inning. He struck out 2. And looking in his second appearance here to face the Saints, and 8-9-1 coming up for Arroyo Seco.
Yeah, Sean Asperger, Blake Mitchell, Dylan Immel, the 3 due up. 6'8" is Zachary Dendecker. They got 2 6'8" pitchers listed on the roster, the other one being Jack O'Malley. A couple of players at 6'7", handful at 6'6". Just a lot of tall bodies on this OC Riptide roster as the first pitch to Asperger misses high and away for ball 1. Second one, check swing, did not go around, and that one, at least from what I thought I saw, was off the bat of Asperger.
Yeah, check swing foul, that's what I thought too.
But I guess umpires missing that one, or we misjudged it from up here. Either way, 2-0 the count on Asperger, who doubled his first time up. Back in the second inning, would come around to score one of the Saints' 2 runs.
Yeah, and he came around to score on great base running from that second pitch. You saw it really well that he didn't even hesitate coming around third, and as he takes the leadoff walk, that's one of my favorite things about baseball and about base running. Is I heard this one time from an announcer maybe a few years ago, and it's really stuck with me, is that you don't need to be super fast to be a great base runner. And that, you know, regardless of whether or not Sean Asperger is fast, is what he displayed on the bases right there. It wasn't his speed that scored, it was his heads-up awareness and his ability to read the play that got him home.
Absolutely. Base running is a lot more smarts than it is speed. Completely agree with you there. First offering to Blake Mitchell catches the inner edge for strike 1. First strike of the outing for Zachary Dendecker. First leadoff batter on for the Saints, apart from the Wyatt Toth home run that led off the second inning. Leaning over at first base is Asperger, but he's back in time on the pickoff move. Final line for Sean York, the first arm out of the pen for the Riptide. Just 1 inning, gave up just 1 hit, and recorded 2 strikeouts with no runs given up. Strong 1 inning outing for York. That one missing on Mitchell. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, Mitchell put together a really good at-bat in his first at-bat back in the second inning. Flew out to center to end it, but really pieced the ball up well, and it was a nice play in center by Dolan. And Saints could use a hit from him here, looking to rally down 4-2.
That one just a little too inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Zachary Dendecker in the portal from LMU, Loyola Marymount, and here in Southern California. Ended with a 4.60 ERA with the Lions as this one's lifted into left field. Montgomery shading over, makes the grab for out number 1.
And this will go down as a fly out to left in the box score. But again, another swing from Blake Mitchell I was really impressed with. It's a fastball from Dendecker, and regardless of the speed, it's got to be scary to see a 6'5" guy hurling a fastball right at you. He doesn't try to do too much or pull it, just goes the other way with it. And while it does end up an out, this is a swing that, if you're Blake Mitchell, you can go back to the dugout and be happy with.
Lineup card flips over Dylan Immel. Another pickoff move back safely once again is Asperger. Immel up for his third time today, singled in the second, flew out in the first. Back to Den Decker at LMU, had 45 innings this past year, 23 walks, but 41 strikeouts, nearly a strikeout in inning as that one sails high and away to the leadoff man for the Saints. "16 total appearances for Den Decker, 3 starts, giving up 37 hits during the 2026 campaign. Now looking for a new home to enter 2027 here in his summer campaign with the Riptide. Two-0 the count on Immel. Runner goes, pitches outside, throw down to second, offline towards the right-hand side of second base, and in safely is Asperger.
Well, he hit the 2-run homer at the plate, but this has not been the most finest of days for Romero behind the plate. There were the 2 wild pitches past balls that were thrown that he couldn't stop, and on a couple throws down to second base, he has sailed them over towards right center field, and I wonder if as this game progresses and as Romero stays behind the plate, if the Saints will be even more aggressive than they already have on the base paths, especially down a couple runs here trying to scratch their way back.
Immel with a runner in scoring position, 3-1 count. He draws a 5-pitch walk. First time that Immel has been ahead in a count today. Grounded out, or excuse me, flew out back in the first on a 1-2 count and singled on a 1-1 count. Now draws a walk, staying patient and getting on base is the leadoff man.
Well, this is what the Saints do. We saw them rally in the second. They're rallying here again in the fourth. We've said it. This has been their calling card on the year is these comebacks. They've got to cash in with the runners in scoring position, though. That's where it all comes down to.
Looks like a balk is going to be called on Den Decker. Now both runners going to move up into scoring position. Now a huge opportunity for the Saints to get back into this one.
Yeah, that's a massive balk right there for multiple reasons. For one, it puts 2 runners in scoring position instead of 1. But the other reason, perhaps even more important, is that now you've got a runner on third with less than 2 outs. So a sacrifice fly, a ground out, any sort of productive out here from Evan Ryder is going to get that run in and cut the lead in half.
Yeah, and Ryder right at the start of the heart of the order for the Saints. Batting 2-hole today is the right fielder. Den Decker comes set and delivers the first offering. High and inside, and Reeder tried to tell the home plate umpire that it clipped him in the elbow, but did not. 1-0. Down the line, foul. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Ooh, Evan Ryder wants this one back. Got a meatball right over the middle of the plate and just out ahead of it. And over there at third, Asperger jumping out of the way of that one. And just a couple of feet to the right. Could have been a double to tie the game, but you got to lock back in right now if you're Ryder.
The 1-1 from Den Decker. Lifted on the infield right side. TR going to make the grab for a unproductive second out.
Yeah, this is a good pitch from Den Decker right here. Breaking ball over the middle of the plate. The Saints have seen the fastball well. That's what the hit came on. And then this one here, the pop-up to the right side, not deep enough to score the runner. Still 2 in scoring position here. And another big at-bat for Jacob Freer, who had 2 on his last time. Let's see if he can come through in his second chance today with runners in scoring position.
Batting from the left side is Freer. 1 for 2 on the day so far. Takes a ball outside. This would be a huge opportunity now for the Saints, as they haven't had to do much to get to where they are. 2 walks to get both runners on base and a balk to get them both up into scoring position. 1-0 count to Jacob Freer. Takes that one right down Broadway. 1 ball, 1 strike. The balk from Den Decker coming from a flinch called by the third base umpire. putting both runners up into scoring position. One just 90 feet away, the other one 180. 1-1. That one up above the letters. 2 balls, 1 strike. Freer again, the returning Saint, coming back for his second summer here in Pasadena. Now in the portal, coming from Azusa Pacific, where the Cougars and the Saints have had a pretty strong pipeline, getting a handful of players out here from the APU roster each and every summer, and Freer one of them this year, as well as last year. Had some success last year with the Saints, looking to do so again this season to find a new home for the 2027 campaign. 3-1 the count to the Saints shortstop today. Dendecker deals. Check swing, called strike on the outer edge. Count goes full. 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs, and the Saints chasing 2.
You do have a runner on, or a batter on deck in Panarisi here, and a base open if you're Dendecker, so you don't have to give him a strike, but got to be in protect mode here if you're Freer.
Payoff. High and wide, ball 4. 3 walks this inning to load the bases for the Arroyo Seco Saints, and the cleanup man, Carson Panarisi, digging in.
That was a great at-bat right there from Jacob Freer. Why? Because he learned from his mistakes in the first at-bat. Second inning, he has 2 guys on and 2 outs, swings at an outside pitch, and flies out to center field. Here, the 3-2, same pitch, another fastball outside, lays off it, and now gives his cleanup hitter a chance to drive in some runs.
3 base on balls for Zachary Dendecker, and that's going to call a member of the Riptide coaching staff out to have a quick conversation with him as the bases are juiced with 2 gone here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Saints able to get 2 runs in an inning back in the second when they tied this game up after the Riptide put up 2 in the first. And the Riptide putting up 2 just a half inning ago puts us here in the bottom of the 4th. Carson Panarisi 0 for 2 on the day so far. Strikeout and a ground out, looking to knock in some ducks on the pond. That one way high. Popping out of the glove of Romero, but not far enough for Asperger to make his way 90 feet down the line and score. 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, we talked about it in the open. Saints came into this game hitting .350, and Carson Panarisi is 0 for 2 today. So by that logic, he's going to get a base hit here if the math works out.
1-0 on the ground, shallow hit towards short. Curry making the play in time to retire the side. Saints stranding 3 base runners and can't get any runs across. 4-2 ball game heading to the 5th here in Pasadena. Top 5 here at Jackie Robinson Memorial Field. Top of the Riptide order due up. 1, 2, 3. Alex Dolan, Travis Curry, Justin TR. Still going to battle against Wyatt Toth, who's out for his 5th inning of work here in the 5th inning. 4 innings pitched so far, 3 hits, 4 runs, just 3 earned. with 3 strikeouts and 2 walks surrendered. First pitch swinging is Dolan, hits it on the ground to Flores, over to Asperger for out number 1.
Yeah, you know what, Toth, obviously if you're him, you want a better outing than 4 runs in 4 innings, but all things considered, he has absolutely done his job out there on the mound today. We mentioned how high-powered of an offense the Saints have, and you've seen it on display here today. They just haven't been able to come through with the big hit with runners in scoring position, but Wyatt Toth absolutely is keeping his team in this game.
Travis Curry 0 for 2, takes the first pitch high and in, and we talked multiple times throughout this game about the strength of both of these offenses, and the Riptide putting it to work today. A home run and a 2 RBI double to score all 4 of their runs. 2 RBIs on the double, 2 RBIs on the bomb, as that one's in foul territory, hanging up for Asperger to make the grab. Just 3 pitches for 2 outs here in the 5th.
Good job by Toad. I just realized on my score sheet that I've been marking every out to second as an E5 or a G5, which is third. That's a big-time mistake right there.
Happens to the best.
This whole scorebook thing is a little bit new to me. I was using just Google Docs and the game notes in college, but here for the Collegiate League, I decided to get a big-time scorebook and go old school. I think it's more of a, established baseball broadcaster's mechanism that you use. You know what I mean?
I just recently picked it up as well. That one in there for a strike on TR, who singled and scored back in the first, struck out in the third. And I think doing the scorebook's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. I'd never been one of those guys. Like, I know there are people who just like.
In the air, left side. Immel and Panarisi giving chase. Panarisi making the call and making the grab for out number 3.
I'll get to it next inning.
Just 8 pitches to get a 3-up, 3-down frame here in the 5th for Toth. Saints still chasing 2 as we head to the bottom half of the 5th here on the Saints streaming network.
What's up? I'm Christian Robb. I'm a pitcher.
Cade Schumard, I'm a left-handed pitcher.
And this is Riptide with the Saints. My first card, I got Luke Weaver.
David Fry.
I got Jackson Job as my next card, young guy.
We got Landon Knack.
Got Austin Hedges, another good player.
Kiter Montero.
Oh, this one's a freaky card. I got Nick Castellanos. It's Friday the 13th right now, so it's kind of a bad look to pull the Nick Castellanos card on Friday the 13th.
We got Nolan Jones.
JP Sears. Let's read about this guy. Are you from South Carolina? That's pretty cool.
Julian Aguilar. I'm not too familiar with these guys.
No, I've heard of him for sure.
He's a pitcher though. He looks nasty.
I got Jesus Luzardo. This guy is nasty.
I got Tyler Fitzgerald.
Oh, here we go. Jordan Romano. Oh, he's from Canada.
Oh.
That's pretty sick.
Wowza. Mason Montgomery, left-handed pitcher.
Alex Verdugo. He's nasty.
You got a decent one here.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, let's go.
Halfway home here at Jackie Robinson Memorial Field, going to the home half of the 5th. Saints still chasing 2, but after a 3-up, 3-down inning back in the top half of the 2nd, the Saints were able to score 2 runs. And just a half inning ago, Wyatt Toth back out on the mound for his 5th inning of work, goes 3-up, 3-down. Saints looking to have the same luck here in the bottom half. First pitch to Braden Flores upstairs for ball 1.
This is a great example of a game where Wyatt Toth has kept you in it. If you're the Saints, you need to pick up your guy on the bump. And especially with him going 5 innings, he is in line for the loss here if the Saints weren't able to come back. But still plenty of time left. 5 offensive innings. At least 15 outs on the offensive end to try to scratch across 2 runs here.
That one running back on the inside edge. 1-2. Back in the 2nd inning after Toth went 3-up, 3-down defensively. He launched a solo shot to lead off the home half, and he's in the on-deck circle. 1-2 to Flores. In the air, line to center field, but hanging up for Dolan. Almost had deja vu to his last at-bat for Flores, where it worked out a little more in his favor, but 1 gone here in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, Braden Flores has hit the ball on the button all 3 times today. That ground out in the first, he hit that well. Just a nice play by TR over there at first. Obviously had the hard hit single in the third, and then here in the 5th, the fly out to center field hit it well. Saints have hit a number of ball in the air on the fly very well today that just haven't dropped. It's only a matter of time with the baseball gods before you get some of those to go your way.
First pitch missing to the starting pitcher, Wyatt Toth, who, very opposite of Braden Flores in at bat to go with 2 strikes, is very up tall with his batting stance as Flores gets into that crouch, gets down low, and gets into his legs with 2 strikes behind him for that 2-strike approach. 2-0 from Den Decker, fouled straight back. 2-0 green light on for Toth, but fouls it back.
Yeah, I'll tell you this about Wyatt Toth when I watch him. In my entire life of watching baseball, he is one of the guys that most scares me if I were an opposing pitcher, just based off his batting stance. With that bat wiggle over his shoulder, it reminds me a lot of Cody Bellinger back when he was with the Dodgers. Before he just held the bat kind of still on his shoulder, he used to waggle it back and forth. That was in that 2019 MVP year, and Toth doing something very similar up at the plate here.
He's going to take his time to dig back in with 2 strikes now behind him. Going to simplify his stance a little more as well. Breaker elevated from Den Decker, but not quite enough to catch the top edge of the zone. Count runs full. Payoff pitch. Ball 4 upstairs. 1 out, walk drawn by the starting pitcher, Wyatt Toth.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that Toth went to the off-speed there. Feels like, or excuse me, Den Decker went to the off-speed there against Toth. He had kind of been relying on the fastball in the 4th inning, and here in the 5th to retire Braden Flores. It's been his best pitch so far, so going to the off-speed there on the full count when you may not be able to locate it is a little bit surprising for me, but Wyatt Toth will take it, especially because he struck out on a fastball in a 2-strike count in his 2nd at-bat. So 3rd at-bat, get on base here and get the tying run to the plate.
So up steps Cam Andrews, and might have a theory of why they go to that elevated breaking ball, and it might not be true at all. It's just me thinking here, but as a two-way player, Wyatt Toth in the batter's box has that mentality of a pitcher of what would I throw in this situation, and he bluffs, and it's fouled off by Andrews, but having that mentality and having that knowledge of coming from the pitching side of things, you might be thinking something different. So for Den Decker out on the mound, going to that elevated fastball, like you said, it was unexpected in your opinion, might be unexpected for him as well. And so if he can execute that pitch, Den Decker might have a free and easy strikeout. He just couldn't get it couldn't get it quite down in the zone enough to record that staring strike 3. As he deals the 1-1, goes back to an elevated breaking ball, this time once again to upstairs.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what pitching is in general. It's like, if he does this, I'm expecting this, he does that. It's kind of like that scene in The Princess Bride with the eye-cane powder where it's like, I can't do this because of this, and I can't do this because of this. I don't know if you have that Princess Bride ball knowledge, but if you don't, you should. Fantastic film, my favorite of all time, and I relish the opportunity anytime I can bring it up on a broadcast.
You know, I can't say I caught that reference.
All right, well, hopefully some of our listeners and viewers did. A couple of our other interns sitting at the press box with us did.
Yeah, that one sailed right over my head. I didn't understand a single word that just came out of your mouth.
Well, if we get to the next inning, we have a little break, I'll bring it up.
2-2 kicks off the glove of Stamps at third base. That one going to go down as an error. He tried to play it on a long hop, but it dipped down underneath his glove. 2 runners aboard here in the 5th inning for the Saints.
Well, this has been the tell of the tale so far for the Saints. They've gotten the runners on, but aside from the second when they scored 2, they just have not been able to get them in. They've threatened in every inning so far, but it always seems like the Riptide pitchers have gotten a grounder, gotten a strikeout, a flyout, some out to get out of trouble and escape. You're only going to get so many opportunities if you're the Saints. You got to take advantage of this one.
Big hack on the first pitch from Sean Asperger, 0-1. And it's been the 2nd inning in a row that the Saints have had 2 on, all due to the free pass. Back in the 4th, It was 3 walks that ended up loading the bases. Saints couldn't capitalize on any of those. Now a walk and an error to get 2 runners on. We'll see if they have a little bit of different luck here in the 5th inning. Den Decker inside. This one's roped, but way foul. Quickly 0-2.
Well, I imagine that this is going to be the end or close to the end for Den Decker. One of the statistics you want to look at when you're evaluating pitchers is not just how many pitches they've thrown, but the type of pitches they've thrown. For example, Wyatt Toth has not gotten into a ton of trouble, so he's thrown a lot of low-stress pitches. That's maybe why he's gone 5. Den Decker, almost all of his pitches have been high stress.
0-2 spiked. Good stop behind the dish from Sean Romero to keep that one in front of him. 1-2 the count. Saints today 2 for 11 with runners on, 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position. But once they get that breakthrough, the floodgates are going to open and the carousel is going to absolutely turn around.
I like that. The carousel is going to turn around. That's a fun way of putting it. I like it.
That one high and outside. 2-2. Count evens up with 1 gone here for Asperger.
The carousel is that ride at the amusement park. We have a bunch of horses that just go up and down. Man, I haven't gone on one of those things in 10 years.
Yeah.
Ah.
It spins around just in a circle. That's all it does. But it's
Right.
kind of, in my mind, like base runners going around the bases. 2-2, roped foul down the first base line.
Yeah, I always hear the start the carousel from announcers or whatever, but this is the first time where I've really envisioned the carousel and the horses running around the bases. It's funny because another baseball saying is X or blank is on his horse. Is that related to the carousel, or are they 2 separate things?
No, that's definitely 2 separate
Okay, 2
things.
separate
On his
things.
horse being an expression as someone's running real fast. You know, you're not on your 2 feet, you're on a horse, which obviously run a lot faster than humans. But no, it's a funny little connection there. And that's
Yeah, I think I could make a new call where it's like a double in the gap, and it'll be something like the runners all on their horses on their carousels or something like that. And maybe not that, but it could be something that works. You know what I mean? I think it could really be a revolutionary call in the game of baseball.
payoff pitch upstairs to Asperger. Gonna have to do some thinking on that one, but I love the idea.
I've got the blueprint for it.
Yes.
I just need to build the house.
100%. You need to go to Home Depot and get those materials and construct it all together. Back-to-back innings for the Saints here with bases loaded, all due to free passes. Last inning, 3 walks. This inning, 2 walks and an error to hand it down to Blake Mitchell with just 1 gone.
Well, only 1 out here. You'll take the sac fly, but if I'm the Saints, this is the inning where you gotta cash in. This is where
Agreed.
you push all the chips to the table.
Agreed.
And you gotta have a 2 spot, a 3 spot, a 4 spot here against Den Decker.
First pitch to Mitchell. Outside, ball 1. Ahead in the count is Mitchell. He's got 2 flyouts so far today, but well struck his first time up back in the 2nd inning. So he readies himself to face the 1-0. Way upstairs, sails all the way to the backstop. 1 run gonna score. Both runners moving up station to station. 4-3 ball game. Saints with an opportunity to take the lead.
Well, the Saints have been gifted a lot of base runners in this game, and they are gifted the 2nd run. Remember, Sean Asperger scored all the way on a wild pitch that Romero couldn't handle behind the plate. 180 feet of base running, excellent there. And there you get a wild pitch where you have a run score. The Saints have to fully capitalize, though. Cannot leave any meat left on the bone.
2 runners in scoring position. Go ahead out on second base. It's going to be up to Blake Mitchell to try and capitalize those runs, and he's in a very advantageous count here. 3 balls and no strikes. He's going to take a fastball at the top of the zone to make it 3-1. Now the green light going to be on for the 9-hole hitter.
Yeah, definitely taking all the way on a 3-0, and you can't blame the Saints for telling him that. Den Decker had really struggled to find the zone. I'd almost put like a soft green light here and still tell him to take.
Green light was on. He takes a hack and fouls it off. Count goes full. 1 gone with 2 on. Cam Andrews on third base, Asperger on second base, Blake Mitchell in the batter's box, looking to give the Saints their first lead of the day. They were able to tie the Riptide back in the second inning. It was knotted up at 2s. And in the top of the fourth, the Riptide retook their 2-run lead. Full count offering. Called strike 3 on the inside edge.
Man, Mitchell was 10 feet down the baseline towards first base. He had flipped the bat towards the third base dugout before he got the bad news from the home plate umpire, and that one definitely a strike. I think what Blake Mitchell is a little bit frustrated with is that the 3-0 fastball was maybe a little bit outside, and that one maybe a little bit inside. Both pitches that are too close to take, but if you're a hitter in that situation, you're frustrated that the umpire is giving the pitcher both sides of the plate.
So now with the second mound visit of the inning, the Orange County Riptide are going to go to the bullpen. We'll kick it quickly to break and be back with more information on the new reliever. Tying run on third, go-ahead run on second base for the top of the Saints order. Going to the bullpen is the Orange County Riptide. They bring in A.J. Frausto to try and escape the jam.
Yeah, Frausto, righties from Placentia, has one appearance so far on the year for the Riptide. He has got nasty stuff. Allowed a walk in that inning, but struck out all 3 guys he's faced. And one of the breaking pitches he threw in the warm-up moved like it was an MLB The Show pitch. It started at like 6 feet high and then just broke down to the plate in one solid movement. He is electric.
First offering swung through by Dylan Immel. Walked his last time up an inning ago in the fourth, singled back in the second, and flew out in the first. With an opportunity to give the Saints the lead, if not tie it up.
Makes a lot of sense that OC would bring in a strikeout guy here in this situation, too.
And he's quickly ahead, 0-2. And like you mentioned, just one inning, 4 batters faced, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Zachary Dendecker finishing with an inning and 2/3. No hits given up, but 1 run on 5 walks with a strikeout. 0-2, 2 gone, 2 on base. The pitch on the ground, left side. Handling it is Stamps. Long throw across, not in time. Tie ball game here in Pasadena after the infield single.
Fantastic job by Dylan Immel, not taking anything for granted, not throwing his bat or shaking his head in disgust because he hit a ground ball to the third baseman. Instead, he busted out of the box. He's busting it down the line, and he gets to first base. A huge knock right there for the Saints, who have really been knocking on the door ever since that second inning when they scored those 2 runs, threatening to take the lead. Obviously, they fall behind in the fourth with a 2-run homer, but here get themselves right back and tie this game.
Runners on the corners with 2 gone now for Evan Reeder. And the thing that's maybe the biggest highlight on that play is Sean Asperger, who came from second over to third and really made Stamps hesitate over there at third base, allowing just enough time for Immel to leg out first base. And that's something that doesn't go down in the scorebook. That's something that really kind of goes unnoticed at the end of the day, but that scored a run for the Saints, no doubt about it, and we're tied here at 4 apiece in the 5th inning.
Yeah, it can be so difficult when you've got the ball and a base runner coming at you as an infielder, because if you hit the base runner, it's going to be a base hit. The ball will just trickle by.
In the air right field, long run for Sable, still on his horse, laying out and making the grab.
Oh my goodness. What a play.
Jarrett Sable retiring the side with some style, but the Saints get 2 more and once again tie this game up. We're headed at 4 apiece to the 6th inning.
All right, hello and welcome everyone live from Jackie Robinson Field here in Pasadena. Evan Davis joined alongside Adam Beck, and it's the home opener for the Arroyo Seco Saints. Looks like it will hit into the gap. Yes, it will, and it'll score a run off the glove of Pollock. That will score 2. It's quickly 4-0 top of the first inning for the Oaks. 3-1 offering, low and away for ball 4, and that will bring in the first run of the games outside, ball 4. Fisher stumbling off the mound, and the Saints just finding any way possible to get some runs, and they've now walked in 2 with the Saints as a pass ball gets away. 5-2 lead for the Oaks. 2-1 offering, that one down the third base. Beltowski will fire that one across. And 1 out now, but the runners advance to now be 5-3. First and second as they connect again. Rio did get a great read on that, and it's over his head. Ground roll double, and this game is tied. The 1-1 offering is connected on. That's in the left field, and that'll do it. The Saints come back down 5-2, and Peter Wirth walks it off.
How about a 4 spot by the Oaks to start things off in the first inning? And how about a 4 spot in the bottom of the 9th for the Saints?
2-2 count now to Flores. Apologize for any technical difficulty. Seems like we were muted for the first part of that inning, but we should be back and live on the audio tracks. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Lined into right center field. Over on it, Dolan. Third well-struck ball on the day for Flores. Back up the middle, this time into the glove of Alex Dolan for out number 3. The Saints go 3 up, 3 down here in the 6th inning. Tied ball game heading to the back third.
Okay, yeah. They can't hold me. All that pressure weighing on my brain. I confess I front like I don't feel a thing. Still ain't maintain, running from the old me. Every time I drop a tune, they try to tell me. 4 stars, they don't wanna see none. Tryna beat one, that might get you beat stung. Lie without, that's when the fleas come.
Back here for the top of the 7th. And I'll hand it right back to my broadcast partner, Max Langer, to take over the play-by-play call once again.
Well, thank you very much, Riley. New pitcher into the game for the Saints, Wyatt Soth, who started the day pulling Shohei Ohtani duties as the pitcher and the DH, has now shifted entirely to the DH role, and Brandon Mullen on the mound for Arroyo Seco.
Yeah, Brandon Mullen had an outing a couple days ago against the MLB Academy Barons. Went 2 innings, gave up 2 runs on 2 hits with a strikeout and 3 walks, looking to prevent any damage from the Riptide as we're currently tied heading to the back 3 innings.
8-9-1 coming up for the Riptide. It's Connor Barth to lead it up. Sidearm-esque delivery from Mullen there. Barth, other than the double play he grounded to in his first at-bat, has been very good today. Made a couple of nice plays at second base as well. A ball and a strike on the 8-hitter for Orange County, now 1-1. Watching Brandon Mullen, I hear that last name, makes me think of Golden State Warriors legend Chris Mullen. Played a long time ago. Haven't heard that name since I used the Golden State Warriors team in 2K Quick Play, the one you play when you don't have any Wi-Fi. This one's chopped to short. Playable for Jacob Freer, but he bobbles it, and it's into left center field. It's another gift right there for the Riptide. Or... Sorry, I'm a little lost right here. Excuse me, it's a little gift for the Saints right there, as Curry couldn't make the play. I had forgotten to shift my notebook over so I got the right note. No, I switched it again.
Yeah.
All right, why don't you just take it on what happened, and I'll take it.
Hey, man, I've been there too. Ground ball off the bat of Barth, and, yeah, got under the glove of Freer for the Saints. Saints on defense, leadoff man on for the Riptide.
Got it. Okay. All right. Yeah, don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. I messed up on my last broadcast, too. I was a batter behind for like 2 batters, and I had no idea. But we should be good to go now. Riptide are hitting Arroyo Seco on date. So it was Freer that didn't make the play, and it is Mullen who is checking over at first base. No balls and 1 strike. Here on the 9-hole hitter, Reed Montgomery. It's going to be an E6 right there reaching for Connor Barth. The jerseys are, They are different in terms of the color complex, but they're not super different in the sense that if you did mix them up, it would be a plausible mistake, as I try to justify over and over why I got the teams wrong. 0-2, that one's outside to Montgomery, a ball and 2 strikes.
Don't sweat it too much. It happens to the best of us.
It happened. Only my second game of the season, so
yeah,
it's technically spring training until you get to game number 4. I don't know if you knew that, but that's the official broadcasting rule, not something I just made up.
That's how it goes down. That's a thing. That's a thing.
Leadoff runner for Orange County. There goes Barth. Throw down to second base to the left of the bag and not in time. Freer trying to make a swipe tag right there with Flores backing up the play and unable to. And one of the best chances since the first inning that the Riptide have to score. They've got the leadoff guy on via error, and now a stolen base has him in scoring position with the top of the order looming.
Great opportunity for the Riptide to retake the lead, which, if they can, will be for the 3rd time they have taken a lead today.
On a 2-2, Montgomery flips it foul. We'll do it again. Sun has pretty much completely set here. The field not bathed in shadows as it was a couple of innings ago. The fans who typically here at the stadium start almost all the games sitting in the very last row because it's the only row here that is protected by shade via the bush, have now scattered to many of the seats to watch the play as Montgomery swings and misses at the fastball. Let's go with his bat and flings it into the dirt as discussed. Now walks back to the dugout. He is out number 1 in the 7th.
Big out there picked up by Mullen on the mound, giving up a leadoff base runner. Well, not necessarily him giving up the leadoff base runner, but a leadoff base runner getting on nonetheless, stealing second base, putting himself into scoring position, and a very unproductive out for Mullen. That's huge.
So here's Alex Dolan. Walked back in the first, hasn't got on base since as there's a back pick to second, but Dolan has made a number of nice plays out in center field. Saints again have hit the ball hard, but Dolan always owing to seemingly always being there in center field to make the play. Slashes it foul. Runner in scoring position for the Riptide center fielder. Well, stay tuned for the bottom of this inning. We'll have a very special interview for you with a Saints pitcher. We'll keep that part a surprise, but we hope you return to the broadcast for that. Here's an 0-1. Dolan leaves it outside. It's 1-1.
And hey, if it makes you feel any better, I don't mean to bring this up on you again, but the mistake you made earlier in this inning.
I completely forgot about that. Now it's just right back in my brain, and thanks so much.
No, we had a mid-game interview with one of our interns last year, and
fly ball left field. It's a flare, but should be playable for Panarisi. He's got it. 2 out. Back to second goes Barth, and so after the Riptide had the leadoff runner on and got him over to second in scoring position, Brandon Mullen has gotten the next 2 guys to fly out without any advancement from the runner.
Yeah, and just to finish that thought, we had a mid-game interview with one of our interns by the name of Luke Bone, and he said something that really stuck with me. And players and us interns alike, we're just a bunch of college kids looking to advance our career. And you make mistakes and you learn all the time, both the guys on the field and us back here in the booth. So it happens to the best of us, and all you got to do is learn from it.
Strike 1 down the middle on Travis Curry. I really like that. You know, I think I was listening to an interview the other day, and one of the guys said he's now the TV voice for the Chicago Cubs as Mullen fires no one and misses. And what the guy was saying, his name's Alex Cohen, by the way. If you want to check out the interview, it's a great interview. He was talking about how in minor league baseball, there will be a series that goes completely wrong. The team will lose, the broadcast won't work, the travel will be awful, the players won't talk to you, the food won't be good, everything seemingly will go wrong, and that's okay, and it will happen. What you need to do is bounce back from it. Now, I don't think my mistake, if I do say so myself, was anywhere near as egregious as that.
No, not at all.
But it is a good lesson in making mistakes and bouncing back from them.
Absolutely, and I'll correct myself. It was Tyler Bone who made that quote. I said Luke originally. Luke Bone, classmate of mine. Wrong Bone.
2-1. Curry pops it up. Right side of the field. Asperger out. Flores over. And he's got it. And out number 3. So after allowing the leadoff runner to reach second base. Brendan Mullen does not break and retires the next 3. To the bottom of the 7th we go. Still 4-4 here at Jackie Robinson Field.
What the?
No one here?
It's got to be one of the
Jack
Texas
Cody.
boys.
Maynard?
No.
I know he played football before.
It's probably Matt Maynard.
Final answer?
No.
I'm gonna say Jake.
No, it's definitely not.
It's got to be one of the Texas kids.
Oh, won a state championship in high school?
Just think about who played football.
Maynard?
Yeah, definitely Maynard. Maynard for sure. I saw his Instagram yesterday. He had some football flips on there.
Maynard?
Yeah. What if it was like Kane or something?
Nasty.
Are they?
His school
and
is
they're
nasty.
Oklahoma, right? It'd be somewhere in Texas, I would think.
What year did you say?
It could be Matt.
All right, let's go.
Let's go with Matt.
Let's go Matt.
Go Maynard?
Yeah.
All right, Maynard.
You did? Oh, that's free.
All right,
Are you serious?
Joey Milto.
Yeah.
Oh,
Joey.
Wow. Joey Milto, yeah.
Joey Milto.
Bottom of the 7th here, back here at Jackie Robinson Field. 4-4 games, 6-7-8 coming up for the Saints. A.J. Frausto back out for his 3rd inning of work for Orange County. Here's Wyatt Toth. It's his first at-bat in the game as the sole DH. Started the game on the mound and went a good 6 innings for the Saints. Gave up 4 runs, but kept his team in the ball game. Also homered at the plate back in the 2nd. He swings and misses at the first one from Frausto, and it's 0-1. Second one, generous outside corner, and Toth quickly down 0-2. Now I'm pulling a Scully right now, which means I'm doing the broadcast all by myself. And the reason for that is my color commentator, Riley Horn, is down fetching a interview from one of the Saints players. He's coming over right now. Riley, welcome back to the booth as Toth goes down on strikes. 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. Camden Andrews stepping up to the plate for Arroyo Seco. Riley, as you get our guest hooked up to the broadcast here, I'm going to keep calling the game, but when you're ready, feel free to introduce him. Frausto delivers, and Andrews takes ball 1 in the dirt. Frausto has been fantastic on the mound so far. Only allowed 1 base runner, and he was promptly erased by a 6-4-3 double play from Carson Panarisi. Here's his 1-0, and Andrews leaves it inside 2-0.
Now that we're back, I'd like to give a warm welcome to Zach Bender, pitcher for the Arroyo Seco Saints. Zach, thank you so much for being here, and thanks for joining us. How you been tonight?
I've been good. You know, chilling.
2-0 taken high, ball 3. Zach, obviously, season starting up early so far. What has been your impressions of the Saints team so far? And obviously, you've gotten to watch this offense do a ton of great things. 29 runs in their first 3 games. How about the way they've helped out the pitching staff and provided them a lot of run on offense so far?
Yeah, I mean, it really is just a bunch of good dudes. And I think when you get a bunch of guys that get along, it's really easy to play for each other. And I think that's really what's going on.
Andrews lines one up the middle. It's over the head of the jumping second baseman Barth and into right center field. A 1-out single for Camden Andrews. And the Saints have their base runner here in the 7th. 1 on and 1 out for Sean Asperger.
Zach, what's been the experience like coming here to Pasadena, getting with a brand new group of guys that you've never met before, and just coming together as a team so quickly and having this summer ball experience so far?
I mean, it's pretty fun. It's always cool to meet new people, see what you can kind of pick up from them, and I mean, yeah, it's been a blast.
One on, 1 out for Sean Asperger. Frausto's pitch is on the outside corner. Zach, you pitched at LMU. It's a school I happened to tour during my college process. Now, I didn't end up going, but I'm just interested to know, as a college student yourself, what has been your experience like at LMU? Because I'm often wondering what my career would be like if I went there.
It's awesome. I mean, it's a really good area, really good people. The education is great. It's just a good place to be, and it's right by the beach.
1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. Here's the pitch. Asperger lays off, and it's 2-1. Now, I'm interested to know, since you've pitched in, obviously, the college ball season, now you're pitching here in the CCL. In your opinion, what have been the main differences between playing, for LMU and now playing here for the Saints?
I think obviously just having to get to know all these new people so quickly is probably just the main factor that makes it different. But I think it's also like what makes summer ball like more fun in a way.
Andrews takes off towards second base. Romero's throw was in time, but Curry unable to pick it cleanly and tag Andrews. And he's in the scoring position again for the Saints, who have had a runner in scoring position other than the 6th in every single inning so far tonight.
Zach, I'm curious, as a starting pitcher who's not on the bump today, you and the other pitchers who know you're not going to get into this game, what do you guys do to pass the time pregame? Obviously, during the game, you guys are out in the bullpen hanging out watching, but you guys hacky sack guys? Like, what's that like pregame?
We do sack a little bit, but I mean, it's really not we don't really do a bunch. We just conversate, we have good dialogue, and that's really it.
3 balls and 2 strikes here on Sean Asperger. Camden Andrews on second, and that one is in there for a called strike 3. Frausto, went back to the breaking ball, and he gets Asperger looking. 2 out here in the 7th. Zach, I'm interested to know, Riley was talking about it a little bit earlier, but obviously these guys, you've met them just a little bit ago. You're working on a team. Is there anything different in terms of the relationships you have with these guys than you've got with your guys at LMU that you've known for longer than a team right here that you just sort of, meet these guys? Or is it kind of all talking ball, all talking same, and you've just sort of clicked together immediately?
I would say that we clicked together pretty immediately, but I think that's also due to the fact that like we all kind of realize we have a limited time with this group.
Yeah, definitely true. Saints season runs through June and July. Every moment matters. Mitchell grounds one up the middle right back to Frausto. He will take it to the bag and then flip it over to TR for the 3rd out of the inning. Saints threatened but unable to cash through again. 4-4 as we go to the 8th. Thank you so much, Zach, for joining us.
Yeah.
And best of luck the rest of the way of the season. Thanks again.
Thank you.
What's up? I'm Christian Robb. I'm a pitcher.
Cade Schumard, I'm a left-handed pitcher.
And this is Riptide with the Saints.
My first card, I got Luke Weaver.
A David Fry.
I got Jackson Job as my next card, young guy.
We got Landon Knack.
Got Austin Hedges, another good player.
Kiter Montero.
Well, this one's a freaky card. I got Nick Castellanos.
Oh.
It's Friday the 13th right now, so it's kind of a bad look to pull the Nick Castellanos card on Friday the 13th.
We got Nolan Jones.
JP Sears. Let's read about this guy. Are you from South Carolina? That's pretty cool.
Julian Aguilar. I'm not too familiar with these guys.
No, I've heard of him for sure.
He's a pitcher though. He looks nasty.
I got Jesus Luzardo. This guy is nasty.
I got Tyler Fitzgerald.
Oh, here we go. Jordan Romano. Oh, he's from Canada.
Oh.
That's pretty sick.
Wowza. Mason Montgomery, left-handed pitcher.
Alex Verdugo. He's nasty.
We got a decent one here.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, let's go.
Matt Strom there.
Let's go.
That's huge.
I got Caden Dana. Yeah.
Bro, I just took a look at that next card.
I know. This is a sick one. I can't wait to.
I got Kyle Tucker though. I like that one. That's pretty good.
All right, I got this this 35-year anniversary.
Deadlocked at 4 as we go to the 8th. 3-4-5 coming up for Orange County against Brandon Mullen back out there for his second inning of work of the evening. We've had 4 half innings where these teams have scored 2 runs. Other than that, the scoring has not happened. 4-4 here as Mullen fires in strike 1 to Justin TR. Riptide got 2 in the first on the Jarrett Sable double. Saints tied it in the second. It was a home run from Wyatt Toth, and then Sean Asperger scampered home on a wild pitch from second base. Riptide got the 2 runs right back on a Romero 2-run shot out to center field. That one was a missile. And then how about the Saints just battling back once more? Again, they did not do it via the hit, but they did it by the walk, the hit by pitch, the error, and they find themselves tied at 4 here in the 8th. 2-1 on TR. Mullen, who was effective last inning, back out here again. Saints got a lot of length from Wyatt Toth. I think more so than you or I were expecting, Riley, and it's going to allow them to be more aggressive with their bullpen here down the stretch. This one's flipped foul, third base side. Saints will give it a look, but it fades into the seats, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, to your point about Toth given so much more length in this game than either one of us would expect. This is now my second summer coming back with the Saints, and I don't think once in the past year and now the first week of this year have I seen a Saints pitcher go more than 4 innings, just in the spirit of getting guys in, getting guys innings, and getting guys reps. So having that length from Toth is huge in this ballgame, especially when it's so tight against a close CCL South competitor.
Got 6 innings from Toth here. They got 6 from Cash Carroll 2 days ago on Sunday. Those 2 guys combining for 12 innings and only allowed 4 runs collectively. That one's in there, strike 3. TR goes back to the dugout, and another strikeout for Brendan Mullen.
Mullen been cruising, and he came into the game a couple days ago against the MLB Academy Barons, and I was on the call with our broadcast partner, Nick Jepson, and he and I were talking about the ability of Mullen. You know, nowadays sort of this pitching mentality is how fast can you throw the ball? How much does your breaking ball break? You get a guy like Mullen slinging it from that sidearm position. It's all about how well can you pitch, not how well can you throw, and Mullen's been grooving.
1 out, nobody on for Jarrett Sable, who, as per usual, has had a brilliant day, both at the plate and in the field. He's been on all 3 times he's come up, and in the field has made a spectacular diving play down the line and right. He's also shown off that arm, and showing everyone why he's a huge part of this team. Ahead here, 2 balls and no strikes. Saints and Riptide tied at 4 here in the 8th. The sun has gone down completely. The last bit of daylight is flickering away here in Pasadena as the lights in the outfield become more and more necessary. Swing and a miss at the breaking ball, 2-1.
And also towards this twilight time of day, that sky gets not necessarily dark, but it's also a little lit up from the sun, and it sometimes can make that ball very difficult to see on balls in the air. So defense got to be on high alert.
Well, Mullen's delivery is very interesting. It's not exactly a sidearm delivery that you'd see from a guy like MLB-wise Andrew Chafin is one that comes to mind through sidearm, or a submarine guy like Tyler Rogers, but it's kind of a cross between the two. Fires it from like a 45-degree angle as he gets Sable to cut and miss at a high fastball, and the count runs full. Saints walked Sable last time up. I made the point that maybe it wasn't the worst thing in the world, and it did not come back to haunt them. They got out of that inning without surrendering a run. Here's a 3-2 from Mullen to Sable, and he walked him again. Ball 4 in the dirt, an NCP non-competitive pitch right there from Brendan Mullen, and the Riptide have a 1-out base runner in Jarrett Sable.
And again, we mentioned this last time with Sable being up. Tied ball game, if you have to surrender a walk to the guy, that's likely the guy that you want to surrender. And again, we've said this before, but it bears repeating. The ability of Jarrett Sable down in the 4-hole of this Riptide order is incredibly strong. Not that the rest of them aren't in this order, but he's a guy that's been really hot as of late, and momentum carries in the sport of baseball. So now you look to get something down in the zone and try and get Romero to ground into a double play.
1 ball and no strikes on Romero. Andrews will chat out to talk to Toth. Or excuse me, not Toth, he'll talk to Mullen. Romero, he's a guy who has not had a great game behind the plate today, but he's had a really great game at the plate. Hit that 2-run homer, and if you hit a 2-run homer, you've already had a great game, but has not been great at blocking the balls. Here's another interesting thing about Romero, though. His favorite football team is the Los Angeles Rams, and his favorite player is Aaron Donald. And we got some interesting news regarding Aaron Donald this morning on the Pat McAfee Show. Adam Schefter came on and said he thinks it's more likely than not that Aaron Donald returns to the NFL. Obviously, they've got the Myles Garrett trade, but how crazy would that be if Aaron Donald came back, huh?
Aaron Donald and Myles Garrett on the same defensive line might go down as the scariest thing of all time.
Yeah, and other than that, the Rams also spent a lot of money and resources upgrading their corner. They got Trent McDuffie and Jalen Watson from the Chiefs. They've got an incredibly fearsome defense, and we know what their offense can do. Puka Nacua, Matthew Stafford, Devontae Adams. They've got a really underrated running back, in my opinion, and Kyron Williams back there, Blake Corum. Them two split the reps last year. Rams have a great team, and as there's a check over at Sable on first, who dives safely back to the bag. You know, you look at Los Angeles and really the sports city right now. It's kind of been it's really like the greatest sports city in the world right now in terms of what they've got to offer. Obviously, you've got the Dodgers, the back-to-back World Series champions. We talked about the Rams as Sable goes on a fly ball to right field. On the run is Ryder back towards the wall. He's got it in front of the warning track. Sable will go back to first. The Saints, Freer and Flores tried to deke him into thinking it was a double play ball, but Sable, too smart for that, gets back to first base as Ryder makes the catch. I thought the ball was hit a little bit further than it was. Lost it in the lights, as they say. But 2 out now, and Sable on first for Cooper Klauser. And back to L.A., of course, the Lakers, LeBron James, a free agent. That's a big talking point. But, man, Los Angeles, the place to be if you're a sports fan right now.
Yeah, you look at hockey as well. Kings have been consistently a playoff team the past couple years. Haven't done too great, but they're still making the playoffs. Ducks starting to be on the come up as well. It's exciting stuff, and you look towards the future of Los Angeles in sports. They got the Olympics coming up here in Los Angeles in 2028, so it should be a fun next couple years.
Sable goes again. This time the throw goes down there, and it's not in time. A stolen base for Jarrett Sable, who adds yet another stat to his impressive stat line today. He's in scoring position for Cooper Klauser. Big at-bat here late in this game. 4-4. Riptide got a runner in scoring position, and Cooper Klauser up at the plate. Mullen delivers, and Klauser flips it foul. 2-2. Or 1-2, excuse me. Often don't know because the scoreboard here sometimes takes a minute to update. So I don't know if you've ever been a broadcaster where the scoreboard has told you something, but you're so sure of yourself that you just say the other thing, and then it turns out that the scoreboard is right the whole time. That's one of those embarrassing mistakes you can have as a broadcaster. Now it's 2-2. Klauser, the designated hitter. One of the only hitters in this Riptide lineup that has not yet gotten on base today. At a 2-2, he whacks it up the middle, and there it is. Sable will cut the bag at third. He's gotten the throw. The throw to the plate is cut off. Or no, it's not. It comes to the plate, but Sable is coming to score. It looked like Mullen was going to cut that off, but at the last second decided to back away. Sable comes to scoot home, and the Riptide, for the third time today, have taken the lead. They've grabbed a 5-4 advantage here in the 8th on the RBI base hit by Cooper Klauser.
And Klauser on the day just doing an incredible job of being persistent in the sense that he's grounded out 3 times, 2 of which have been right back up the middle. This time, he stays with that middle approach and gets enough barrel on it.
Rolled the second for Flores, and that's the inning, but not before the damage has been done. An RBI single from Cooper Klauser has re-given the Riptide the lead. They lead at 5-4. 6 more outs for the Saints. They've got a score coming up here. Stick with us. Bottom 8 coming up next.
Baby, if I seem a little bit distracted, like I'm in another place and another time. Well, I apologize for the way I'm acting. I just got a lot of loving you on my mind. Ever since there's a morning, I've been wondering how you do that thing you did last night. Well, let me tell
Bottom of the 8th, Saints now down a run. They've got the top of the lineup coming up. Dylan Immel, Evan Ryder, and Jacob Freer due up for Arroyo Seco. One quick change to note. I said it was Landry Stamps who grounded out in the last at-bat. It was actually Bradley Boudreau, who's a Fordham guy. I go to Fordham, so a man after my own heart. And the Riptide have also put in a new pitcher, Hunter Manning, on the mound for Orange County.
And now going to be the 5th arm of the day, 4th reliever, all right-handers so far for the Riptide. They're not giving any of their southpaws any opportunities just yet, but coming in now Manning, he's going to have to protect that one-run lead.
Saints have not led all day. They've fallen behind now for the 3rd time. Immel jumps out of the way of ball 1. They have shown so much resilience this season in coming back from deficits. Can they do it one more time here on a Tuesday night? Immel's been on 3 times today. Ahead 2 balls and 1 strike against Hunter Manning. Boudreau in the game for Stamps at 3rd. Pinch hit and grounded out on the first pitch. Check swing foul off of Immel's foot, and it goes to 2-2. Now the umpire signaling fair ball, and Romero will tag. No, now it's a foul ball. The home plate umpire signaled fair ball, and Romero picked up the baseball to go to try and tag Dylan Immel, who was completely motionless behind the first baseline. But then the first base umpire signaled foul, and they got on the same page. It did ricochet off a part of Immel's body, which makes it a dead ball, foul ball. So 2-2 here on the Saints' leadoff hitter. Arroyo Seco could really use a base runner in this situation. On a 2-2, Immel flexes it foul. We'll do it again.
On the mound, Hunter Manning, another monster for the Riptide, 6'5". This is now, I think every single pitcher that they've gone in, apart from maybe Frosto, was above 6'4", and Hunter Manning looks that on the mound. Big frame to him. He's got 1 appearance on the year back on June 5th, went a clean 3-up, 3-down inning in a 13-0 win against the Bombers.
Immel fights for that one and hits it foul to stay alive. I think when you look at this game right now with the Saints down 5-4, a lot of what I go back to are those missed opportunities with runners in scoring position where they weren't able to take advantage or weren't able to fully take advantage, either scoring 0 or 1 runs when it looked like they had a shot for a big inning. Instead, they've let the Riptide hang around and now find themselves facing a deficit. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Dylan Immel, the third baseman. Takes ball 3.
And to your point, Max, about those missed opportunities, that is now 11 runners left on base through this first 7 innings for the Saints, as opposed to just 4 left on for the Riptide.
Payoff. Swing and a miss. He got him on the fastball. Saints have really struggled hitting the fastball with 2 strikes today, and Hunter Manning gets his first out of the game on the high heat.
Yeah, Hunter Manning coming in and sticking to that approach of the heater. We've seen it from both sides. It's really been the fastball that has been that put-away pitch for almost all of these strikeouts across both sides.
1 out, nobody on for Evan Ryder, who takes ball 1. Saints have been ahead in a lot of counts today, but again, just seemingly have not been able to break through. They've had runners in scoring position in 6 of the 7 offensive innings they've had so far. Here in the bottom of the 8th, looking to spark a rally is Ryder. Rips it foul right back towards us, and we're thankful there's a screen in the way.
Ah, don't worry. I was sticking out my hand and I was catching that barehanded. Don't sweat. Don't sweat. I got
I'm sure you were. I'm sure you were. Well, 2 balls have actually gotten wedgied, as you coined it in the screen today. One to the left of home plate, one to the right. Ryder swings and misses at the fastball, and it's 1-2. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. Manning with another fastball gets Ryder to swing. Back-to-back strikeouts for the righty for Orange County to begin the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, strong approach coming in for these pitchers for the Riptide. And just to go back to the last reliever in A.J. Frausto, final line for him, 2 1/3 innings pitched, 3 hits with no runs, no walks, and 1 strikeout. And here, through just 2 batters faced, Hunter Manning already surpassing him on the K count.
Strike 1 on Jacob Freer. Saints did a good job putting bat to ball against Frausto. Guy who had nasty stuff, but they were able to flex a few balls into the outfield, beat out a few grounders, get some walks, and give themselves a chance. Just weren't able to come through. Now in trouble against Jacob Manning, Hunter Manning, that is, who is dominating Arroyo Seco right now. Strikes out the first 2 guys. He's ahead of Jacob Freer, 0-2. There's been a giant hole between second and short all day long. Saints really have not hit the ball on the ground up the middle a lot. Freer swings and misses again. That one was the breaking ball. Manning switches it up, and he strikes out the side here in a scoreless 8th. To the 9th inning we go. Fasten those seatbelts. 5-4 Riptide. Top of the 9th, 8-9-1 coming up for Orange County. This is Brandon Mullins' game. He's back out there for his 3rd inning of work and trying to keep this a 1-run game and give the Saints a shot in the bottom of the 9th. This is with ball 1 to Connor Barth. Reed Montgomery and Alex Dolan are due up for Orange County. At all costs right here, if you're the Saints, you don't want to get to the 4-hole spot in the lineup. That's Jarrett Sable, who Arroyo Seco has not been able to retire today as Barth shoots one into right field, a base hit. Ryder is over to cut it off, but it's a leadoff single in the 9th for Orange County.
That's just the second hit of the day for the 7 through 9 batters of the Riptide. The Saints pitching staff has done a great job shutting down that bottom third, but we've talked about this before on previous broadcasts. It's really the bottom half of a baseball lineup that makes an offense successful overall. So if the Riptide want to extend this lead, this bottom half is really going to have to ignite.
Strike one to Reed Montgomery. I typically am not a fan of the bunt in almost any situation, but if you were to make a case for it, this would be it. Try to get a runner into scoring position for the top of your lineup in a one-run game. Pickoff move right there. Ball is thrown away. Jumping over the first baseman is Barth. He's into second base. Asperger was laying on the ground right there, and Barth had to jump over him. Reminds me of that play in the World Series we saw maybe 10 years ago where between the Red Sox and the Cardinals, and Dustin Pedroia got called safe even though he was out. It was interference at third base with Alan Craig, and ball throw down the line right there. So now you don't even have to consider a bunt if you are the Riptide. You've already got the runner in scoring position and no outs.
And the other thing on that bunt line is you got a guy like Barth who's got good wheels. You could put him in motion, try and swipe a bag. He's already got one or two so far today, but you don't need to now with him already up in scoring position.
Well, the baseball nomenclature, I guess, is that you never want to make the first or the third out of an inning at third base. And no balls and 2 strikes here on Reed Montgomery. If the Saints can retire him, you would think that Barth would probably try to think about stealing. You've got Dolan, who's a guy who has not struck out today. He does not strike out really at all. The Saints would probably have to be forced to bring the infield in, but getting ahead of ourselves a little bit. No balls and 2 strikes. Mullen delivers, and Montgomery leaves it high and outside, 1-2.
And I like that 0-2 pitch there from Mullen. Going upstairs, trying to elevate, change up the eye levels. Now you could potentially try and tunnel a breaking pitch in that same location, start up, bend it back into the zone, or you can go a lot lower in the zone and mix again with the eye levels of Montgomery.
Montgomery takes inside, 2-2. Well, nobody is active in the Saints bullpen, so this is Brandon Mullen's game. Aaron Malam going to ride with him to the finish line. Swing and a miss. He gets Montgomery on the foul. No, a foul ball was dropped by Andrews. Mullen blew it by Montgomery, but Andrews unable to hold on to the foul tip. And second life here for the Riptide 9-hitter, their left fielder today. Montgomery struck out in his last at-bat against Mullen, so it is possible to get him out, and going to have a little stoppage of play right here. Not entirely sure what this is about, but looks like we've resolved it all. Mullen peers in for the sign. He's got it. Fires a 2-2 on Montgomery. Swings and misses. That time, it's a strikeout, and Andrews holds on to the ball. Big K right there for Brandon Mullen, stranding the runner at second base with no outs. And now, Saints can completely keep the infield back here for Alex Dolan.
That's now the second time today that Barth has reached as a leadoff man for the inning, and Mullen has done a great job of getting Montgomery out at the bottom half with an unproductive out.
Dolan squares to bunt, pulls it back, and takes ball one. Sky has gone dark here at Jackie Robinson Field. First pitch in this one was at 5:35, local time 8:33, so we've been on the air for about 3 hours and 3 minutes. It's been an exciting game, maybe not as much of an offensive output as we've thought, but the Riptide have jumped out to 3 leads. Saints have battled back twice, trying to keep it a 1-run game here in the 9th, and give themselves the best possible shot in the bottom half of the inning. 2-0 on Alex Dolan, now 3-0 as as Mullen misses with the off-speed. This is as much of a shift as we've seen the Saints employ pretty much all game. Obviously, Freer is close to the bag to hold the runner. There goes the runner. There's the throw. It's in time, but none able to get the tag down is Immel, and sliding into third safely is Connor Barth. It was ball 4 on the pitch, so Dolan will go down to first base, and all of a sudden, the Riptide have him at the corners with 1 out for Travis Curry. Saints are going to stay back and play double play depth here. But Curry is a fast runner, so relying a lot on Freer, Flores, and Asperger to get a double play ball if it gets there, and on Brandon Mullen to induce a grounder. There goes the runner. The pitch is high. No throw from Andrews. If he threw down, potentially you would have seen Connor Barth run home and try to score a 6th run.
Great job there by Dolan to get in motion. Now takes away the double play to end the inning, puts 2 runners in the scoring position. Riptide with a great opportunity to extend this lead.
Saints will bring the infield in. Here's a 1-0, and it's inside 2-0. Again, it's not the worst thing in the world. If you walk Travis Curry here, you would set up a force at any base and a double play for Justin TR. But on deck after him would be Jarrett Sable, who's in the hole right now, and that's someone you absolutely do not want to face. Has been the best hitter in the CCL so far and has not been retired tonight. Andrews will go out and talk with Mullen for a chat. Saints have been down in this game 2-0, 4-2, now 5-4 here in the 9th. Brandon Mullen trying to strand 2 base runners to keep it a 1-run game to the bottom half of the inning. Here's the righty's 2-0. Slashed foul. That one gets by Andrews into the backstop. Barth will score. Going from second to third is Dolan. And the runners in scoring position and the stolen bases indeed do cost Brandon Mullen. It's 6-4 Riptide, and they're threatening still. A runner at third with less than 2 outs. And the Saints' winning chances are slipping through their fingers here in the 9th.
Yeah, not an ideal situation at all for the Saints, and we've seen plenty of runners scoring on these wild pitches, but now it's time to bounce back for Mullen and stop the bleeding.
Saints will keep the infield in on a high pop-up. Flores going back into short right field with the call and the catch. Dolan will go back to third as Flores jogs it back into the infield. So here's Justin Tiller. Jarrett Sable on deck. Still only a 2-run deficit. We've seen the Saints come back from that twice today, so a big hitter here for Brandon Mullen, not just in terms of getting the out, but in terms of the hitter on deck in Jarrett Sable.
Would you look at that? That foul ball knocked out one of the wedgies. So
really?
2 balls.
Wow.
Yeah.
2 for the price of 1.
Indeed. Still got 1 stuck up to our right, but got 1 down.
Fly ball, back to third. Immel drifting into left. Oncoming is Panarisi. He's got it, and that's the inning, but not before the Riptide get another run. A walk, a stolen base, another stolen base, and a wild pitch have given Orange County insurance. Last licks for the Saints coming up in the bottom of the 9th. Stay with us here on the Arroyo Seco Saints streaming network. Bottom of the ninth, new pitcher in for the Riptide. It's Chris Canavan, their first left-handed reliever of the day. Saints have 4, 5, 6 coming up. It's Carson Panarisi, Braden Flores, and Wyatt Toth. They need a base runner to get the tying run to the plate against Canavan. Again, the first left-handed reliever that the Saints will see all day.
Yeah, and Canavan coming in soon to enter his senior season at San Diego State. Had an appearance on the opening game for the Riptide and went a clean inning. Then pitched a couple days ago against the Conejo Oaks. Also had another clean inning.
Carson Panarisi swings at the first pitch and fouls it back and off to our right. It will narrowly miss a fan's head who does not seem nearly as concerned as I would have been if the ball had landed that close to me. Saints will be back right here tomorrow, same time, same place, different opponent, 5:35 against the Foresters. Panarisi grounds one up the middle. Not going to be an easy play for Barth. His throw is not in time. Panarisi beats it out on the back end. Good hustle from the Saints left fielder, and they do indeed get the tying run up to the plate here against Canavan.
Yeah, and Canavan doing his job there, getting a ground ball. That's what he wanted, just a tough break way up the middle. Tough play there for Barth, going way over to his right and then having to make the play and throw back across to his left. And Canavan, with just 2 innings on the season, enters with the save opportunity and now has some danger with the tying run on the base pass.
So the switch hitter, Braden Flores, will bat from the right side for the first time today. And getting hit on the first pitch, it's a slider that hit him in the chest. Hold on just a minute. The Saints have life here in the ninth. It's an infield single to start, and now a hit by pitch, and all of a sudden the winning run is at the plate, and it's the guy who's hit the home run for the Saints today.
Yeah, and I was just going to correct myself with the tying run being at the plate in Brendan Flores, but now I was correct. I just predicted the future. That's all I did. Simple as that. He is on the base paths now with the now winning run at the plate.
Well, what a story it would be for Wyatt Toth to start this game, keep his team in it, hit a home run, and now he comes up here with a huge opportunity. First and second, nobody out against Chris Canavan. Saints looking for their 3rd win in a row. Riptide looking to win their 2nd straight game. Canavan to Toth. Fouls it off.
And real quick, while we're here in the bottom of the ninth, we'll take a look at the scoreboard around the rest of the CCL. Santa Barbara Foresters taking down the Conejo Oaks 8-4 final score out in Ventura. Walnut Creek Crawdads putting on a clinic 17-1 over the San Francisco Seagulls in Danville. We're here in the top of the ninth. Top of the 7th down at the MLB Academy in Compton. 10-4 Bombers leading the Barons.
Ground ball to third. Throw to second for one. Toth to first. In time, a double play. Toth can't beat it out on the back end. And it's Boudreau to Barth to TR. And a twin killing. Huge right there for the Riptide. And the Saints go from having 2 on and nobody out to a runner on third base and 2 outs. And Camden Andrews still representing a tying run at the plate. But a huge swing right there in the win chances. And a big time, second time they've turned a double play today for the Riptide.
Yeah, absolutely massive there going around the horn. And a good job by Boudreau over at third to go to second, get the double play, and not immediately panic and go over, tag his base at third to get the lead out, but not 2.
Andrews, the last hope for the Rams, swings and misses.
You're still in your Fordham mode. Just said last run or last hope for the Rams.
Oh,
not last hope for the Saints. You
last
got Boudreau. You got your.
I got
Fordham
Boudreau.
guy.
I got
yeah,
Boudreau.
Yeah.
All right, that's my excuse. Last
Yep.
hope for the Saints.
There you go.
Last hope for the Ram Boudreau is that they get the out here.
Bingo.
No balls in a strike. Strike 2 on the inside corner.
And again, I didn't want to call you out, but you said earlier in between innings that I had the right to. If you said.
We're broadcasters,
Yeah.
but at our finest, we're journalists. It's on us to get the information correct, and that's our first priority. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Andrews flips it foul and stays alive. Again, Saints will play here tomorrow. 5:35 is the first pitch against the Santa Barbara Foresters, another really good team so far in the CCL. They've put up a valiant effort in this one against the Riptide, but barring a late ninth inning rally, are going to fall short. On an 0-2 pitch, Andrews flies it to center field. The second baseman goes out, the center fielder comes in, and it drops a base hit. Dolan coming in, he's made so many great plays in center field today, but unable to make that one. It's going to be a flare of a base hit for Camden Andrews. Run will come in to score, so now it makes it 6-5. But Sean Asperger now comes to the plate representing the winning run again with Camden Andrews on first base.
Yeah, and Canavan is just doing a great job up on the mound, just getting unfortunate. A leadoff single on the infield, tough play for Barth that turns into a run. Then he turns a double play ball, and then that one a flare that just finds green grass in the outfield. Canavan is getting what he needs. It's just unfortunate for him that it's not falling into place.
Asperger jumps out of the way of ball one. It is a debate here whether you send the runner. Do you want to have a runner in scoring position or potentially end the game? For right now, Andrews is at first. Here's a 1-0. Asperger takes ball two. The 9-hitter Blake Mitchell's on deck, and although he hasn't had a hit today, he's hit the ball extremely well. Saints not out of it quite yet. 2 balls and no strikes on Sean Asperger. Here it comes. And a strike. Asperger turned out of the way, thought the ball would hit him. It was a slider that broke all the way to the outside corner, and it's 2-1.
And the other thing, just to go back and at bat on Andrews, a 2-strike piece of hitting. That's what you need in these late inning rallies.
Ball 3 on Sean Asperger. Again, Blake Mitchell on deck. Saints had him at first and second with nobody out. Wyatt Toth grounded into a 5-4-3 double play. But Camden Andrews with a 40-something exit velocity base hit has kept him alive here. Here's a 3-1. Asperger takes strike 2. So Andrews will get a head start with the pitch from first base. A double in the gap probably scores him and ties this game up. The umpires will come together and make sure they've got the count correct. The lefty Chris Canavan peers in. The lefty Sean Asperger stands in. One last hope for the Saints in the 9th. On a payoff, Asperger takes ball 4, checked down to first. They won't even appeal. And a heck of an at-bat right here from Sean Asperger to extend the night. Andrews, who was off with the pitch, will get down to second base. And the Saints have 2 in scoring position. They're still down 6-5. But a base hit here from Blake Mitchell could very well tie this game up. The comeback kids, the Saints, are one magical moment away from doing it again here in the 9th against the Riptide. It's another lefty-lefty matchup for the 9-hole hitter, the center fielder Blake Mitchell. On the first pitch, he swings and lines up right to the second baseman. Oh, I thought it was going to go into right center field, but Barth was right there to make the catch. Mitchell pieced it up again, but as he's gotten all day, an unlucky line out to the second baseman, and that's the game. The Riptide hold on and beat the Saints 6-5. Saints with a valiant effort. They came back from down 2-0, down from 4-2. They were down 6-4 in the 9th and rallied for a run, but unable to complete the comeback. And the Riptide have come into Pasadena and have taken the first game of the year against the Saints.
Yeah, and on both sides of the ball, we saw strong offensive showings. We had a feeling that this game was going to be a clash of the offenses with 2 incredibly strong swinging teams. And for the Saints, they had plenty of opportunities. It was just a rough one today in terms of capitalizing on those opportunities. They had 13 runners left on base today throughout the 9 innings full. And in a game like this, you got to capitalize on those runners on the base paths. Tough day for the Saints swinging it. They got a couple of runs across, made things super interesting here in the 9th, but the Riptide were able to get those clutch hits when it mattered. Saints, not so much today, despite having a relatively strong offensive performance overall.
Yeah, 13 runners left on base. Going to be tough to win a game when you leave that many runners on. For the Riptide, they will move to 4-1 on the year. Saints fall to 3-2, but Saints again right back here in action tomorrow. 5:35, the first pitch against the Santa Barbara Foresters. Still very much early in the year. This was obviously you want to win the game, but this was probably a good loss for the Saints. They showed a lot of good things. They had some great performances on the mound, and if not for the heroics of Jarrett Stable, who was doing everything out there for the Riptide, maybe a different result in this one. That's going to pretty much do it for us here from Pasadena. Thanks so much, everyone, for listening. For my broadcast partner, Riley Horn, and for our statistician, Jack Badsey, making us look good and sound good and making the field look good. Thanks so much for listening, everybody. Tune back in tomorrow. I will have the call alongside Nick Jepson, Arroyo Seco Saints, Santa Barbara Foresters. Thanks so much for listening. You're watching Arroyo Seco Saints baseball on the Arroyo Seco Saints streaming network.